Welcome everyone to the stream, whoever's in today. We're just going to be puttering around until we get a few more people showing up, and then we'll get to what we normally get up to on the weekend. Just checking out my roster for the moment. I don't know who to gear up next. I don't know what I want to do yet. Welcome Mohammed, welcome back to the stream. Anyone who's here from last weekend, and hopefully everyone's enjoying their Saturday. Made some adjustments to the interface, I guess, of the stream. Hopefully it looks a little bit better, and I finally fixed my chat problem. So now I think you can sort of see the live chat in the top left corner. I kind of needed to fill that space since I had myself there in the box there. Live from Doctor Strange's headquarters. Next time I'll work on some better backgrounds. I don't know what to do with my purple gear right now. I don't know who I want to gear up next. I finished up Scream. She's tier 13. Probably going to take her to tier 14 pretty soon. And I don't know who I want to put. I don't know if I should maybe level up some of my X-Force for some more offense stuff, or my Merc team, or Squirrel Girl, or Blob. I don't know who to put some of my resources into right now. Let me know if the music is a bit too loud. I have a playlist running now instead of the same old song track that I had before. I don't know if it's... I can hear it on my side and it doesn't sound so bad, but let me know if it's too loud on your guys' end. And I can adjust the volumes and things like that. And I also fixed my playback timer, so I think we're pretty much like live. I think before I was getting maybe 5 or 6 seconds delay, but I think the chat and my voice should be pretty lined up. So yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I got my ISO level 1 ISOs anyways. For most of my sort of top characters, I am focusing right now on my ISOs for my Black Order though, for higher level. Sorry, just move my Discord over here. Yeah, I don't know what to... I think I'm going to be focusing on my Black Order, take them to level 5, really push that power on them. And at level 4 ISO, you actually get an extra 10% health. So I'll get a total of 20% health at level 4 ISO. So I think that's what I want to focus on for just now. Hey Games Channel, welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having an awesome Saturday. So we're just going to wait just another minute or two, and then I think we'll just start with... I actually don't have really much blitzing to do. I think last Saturday was the Electro Blitz still, so there was a reason for me to blitz. I'm actually done my ISO milestone for the day until 5 o'clock, so I don't really need to blitz, thankfully. So we'll just jump over to raids and stuff after, I guess, in a minute or two. Yeah, I put some ISOs on most of my... Yeah, war starts in a half hour, so we'll get a shot at seeing who... This is my last war for the weekend because we do take a break on Sunday, or sorry, tomorrow's Sunday. Yeah, basically between Sunday and Tuesday there's a break. There's a 2-day gap for me, so that's why I'm also recruiting one more Alliance member for that gap so that I can fill it in before war starts up again. Unfortunately, I mean, the person I'm replacing actually has a really good TCP, which is great for war defense, but he's just not, you know, he's not there for raid key generation, he's not there for any attacks or anything like that, so, you know, unfortunately, I just need to, I do need to replace. 760, that's pretty close still, though. You might be ahead, but not to say they couldn't come up from behind. Speaking of, oh, I was gonna say I can't check my war page because we're still in the queue or whatever for that, the matchmaking. I really like this new background that they did for this patch. It's pretty cool, actually. It's kind of reminiscent of the Ghost Rider patch, I guess, from last year, but it's very Halloween-y, and actually I quite like the background this time around. Yeah, I mean, war can be really finicky. I mean, they're trying to push you towards a 50% win ratio, and however they get there, you know, it could be that you'll win 1 or 2 and then lose like 2 or 3. So really, it's just all over the place sometimes. And depending on what the gap is between the collection power, normally I would just say people to not take it seriously, or, you know, not spend resources, because if it looks really bad, you know, what's the point? And you might as well save for a better war. I think Anti-Venom is going to be similar to Ghost Rider and Cyclops. I don't know if it's... I don't think it's necessarily going to be like Negasonics. I don't know if they're all the same, actually, but I know that basically how the event is going to run, most likely, is going to be that you're going to blitz, and for every blitz win that you get, you're going to get orb fragments for an Anti-Venom orb. You know, anywhere from 50 to 2,000 if you're really lucky, and then there's going to be an additional milestone where you get based on how many of these orbs you open. So if you were there for Ghost Rider or possibly Cyclops for the Valentine's Day event, I think it's going to be very similar to those. I don't know if the Unity event was necessarily mirroring those two. I can't remember. But it's going to involve blitzing, and you're going to be... blitzing, yeah, basically blitzing, I'm pretty sure. There's 2 different milestones. There's going to be one milestone for using masked caper characters, which is the new trait if you guys watch my video about Anti-Venom. So that's the Anti-Venom specific event trait, masked capers. And there's going to be one milestone where you use them in game modes, and then there's going to be a second one, you know, related to the Anti-Venom event orb and opening those. So there's probably going to be 2 milestones for that event. Hey Con, welcome to the channel, welcome to the live stream, hope you're having a great Saturday. Did I 3-star the Negasonic node? Yeah, I definitely did, otherwise I wouldn't have got Doc Hawk. Let's give it a check over really quick here. Oof, my music is loud, or my sound's loud. So Doom 1.9, if I'm not mistaken, I did run this with... Oh, I wish my sounds on BlueStacks wasn't so loud here. I'm gonna have to fix that. Oof. So, is this the team that I ran? I might have ran with this team, actually. I think I ran Coulson, though. Oh, wait. No, sorry. My bad. Yeah, I actually used, Fantastic Four and, Nick Fury, I'm pretty sure, to 3-star this. So I'm pretty sure I just went like this, and I did that, and that was, I'm pretty sure this was my team here for... 3-starring the Negasonic node. So if you are having troubles with that, I would recommend this. I didn't use Yo-Yo. I just focused on Fantastic Four and Nick Fury. There is a bit of RNG. I believe this took me a couple tries maybe, and the biggest problem is Human Torch because he is really squishy. So if you have any ISOs for them, or even just, you know, because none of them heal, right, more or less. If you were to just give them all level 1 healer ISOs, I'm pretty sure that would be fine. And that's actually what I've been recommending people doing for campaign nodes, if they've been having trouble. Throw level 1 healer ISO on them, and then they'll get 5% minor regeneration every single turn that they take, and all that's going to add up, especially for teams that don't really have any healing. So that'll help. I think that'll help you push it a little bit easier than what I did, because obviously ISO wasn't available when I went through a lot of these campaign nodes. So if you're struggling to get through these, just throw level 1 ISO, a level 1 healer ISO, and I think you'll be a lot fine. And this is no problem here. If you want to use Yo-Yo, you can. The problem with Yo-Yo is obviously you can't use Yo-Yo and Invisible Woman together, and or Shield Security, or anyone that has a protector trait. And I would have preferred Invisible Woman for the barrier and all that, and my Yo-Yo's only 53k, which isn't terrible, but my Invisible Woman's tier 14, and I had a much easier time doing that. So if you don't have Invisible Woman, or you don't have her built up, then yeah, you can go the Yo-Yo route, I guess. In terms of which characters am I currently bringing to tier 14? Probably Scream. Where is she here? My Scream is tier 13. I haven't quite. I could hit that equip all button. I probably will eventually, but I am. Well, actually, I'm doing pretty well on Alien Spores, so even if I equip tier 14 to Scream, I'm going to have 24. I think you need 36, right, to go straight to 14, so I'm going to need a little bit more to get Anti-Venom to 14 if I want to do that. So I need to buy some more Alien Spores wherever I see them. Otherwise, I'm doing fairly well. I do have some gear pieces from Dark Dimension 3, some extra ones here, not that one. And not that one either, but apparently I have 1 extra damage and 1 extra health piece, so I'll probably put that into Scream, I think, or I might wait till Anti-Venom and then decide who I want to take up to 14 first. I think I might want to put more gear into Anti-Venom than Scream, only because he's the one that revives everyone, and I want him to survive the most. Because if he survives, then I can just bring Scream back or something from the dead. And the biggest problem, if anyone watched my raid videos with Scream, my Ultimus raid video, the biggest problem was some really fast characters one-shotting Scream. So characters like Korath, Hand Assassin, anyone who, Carnage even, who targets Scream at the start of the match. And that's the problem that I've been having, is that her hit point pool, for me anyways, is about 90k. And so when their damage is fairly high, she has been killed out of the gate before. When I have Anti-Venom, that's going to be less of a problem. Hopefully Anti-Venom has more hit points than that, or he's not so squishy. I think he's on the higher side on hit points, so that should be okay there, I think. Starter to the game and free to play. Best characters tier 9 Thanos. Well, I would have to see your roster, and I would recommend, maybe if you want, you can just join my Discord if you're not already there, and I can take a look at your roster. You can post that in the roster review section, and I can help you out there better. Thanos is obviously a great character though, so it's not bad to, or it's good that you're leveling him and gearing him, and with the Black Order he's great anyways. So Thanos is a really good character and worth gearing, but unless I can see the rest of your roster, I probably can't give any direct tips or recommendations on your roster. Feel free to get at me later though, and I can help you out there. What's my rewards in the arena? Well, I'm currently number 6. I went to sleep at number 3, woke up at number 6. And this isn't my actual team here. This has been my throwaway team for the ISO event. So when I have extra attacks, I just kind of use all 5 bio characters to get some extra points. But this is my Black Order here, 513k. And it's working so far. It was at like 490, and then all the ISO powers kind of put it up a fair bit. So that's where I'm sitting at right now, 513k Black Order. In terms of core rewards, if that's what you're asking, though, I'm getting anywhere from 300 or higher. So I very rarely pay out under 10, over 10. Worse than 10. So normally I'm getting like anywhere from 300 to 350 cores. I'm usually not awake at my payout time because my payout time is 9 AM. So for that reason, I'm normally sitting around here. As a mid-game player, level 71, should I focus on my ISOs on a few characters or hit at least level 1 on most of your roster? It depends on how good your arena team is. I would probably say, for you as a mid-game player, probably to do, I wouldn't say too wide, but ISO up your arena team and your raid team at the very least, and then after that you know, decide what you want to do. I don't think you need to spread out too wide to begin with. I think focusing on maybe a couple teams and building them up to like the 3+ ISO level is probably the best. What I do for myself isn't exactly what I'd recommend for everyone else. Depends on what situation you're in. For me, I'm trying to stay really arena competitive, so that's why I'm really pushing the ISOs into my Black Order, because I want to get level 5 ISOs for all my Black Order team, but that isn't necessarily what I would recommend for others. So I would definitely recommend putting it into those teams, the arena and raid teams, but more balanced probably, unless you're sitting at like top 20 arena and your arena team is really awesome. Then you could maybe push the ISOs there a little bit further. Currently I'm using my symbiotes in my raids because of the bio event and all that. But where's my symbiotes here? So currently this is what I'm using for my symbiotes roster. I am using Raider on Symbiote Spider-Man. Carnage does have Skirmisher. I forgot which one now. I am currently sitting on Striker on Venom, but as I've said in comments and other things like that, I think Venom is a bit of a wild card ISO slot. I think that you could really use anything within reason, probably with Venom, but I have a lot of characters that apply vulnerability and not anyone to take advantage of. What's interesting about Venom being Striker is that his follow-up ISO attack, not super strong, but it will clear additional buffs and add bleed on top of that. So I don't know, if you're fighting into a character that has vulnerability but also a lot of buffs, then, you know, Venom's follow-up attack is going to clear more. And of course Scream clears, but Scream has a lot of multi-hit attacks, so that's why I gave her the Raider class, so that all of her attacks have an additional crit chance. And same with Spider-Man, Symbiote Spider-Man, every single attack that he does is multi-hit. Whereas Carnage, for the most part, is single target with the exception of the special, and he's fast, so that's why I gave him the Skirmisher. And having Skirmisher, if I get to level 3, will give him the ability to clear positive effects. So that's pretty awesome, you know, someone as fast as Carnage being able to clear positive effects off the enemy. So I think that's pretty rad, and look forward to getting him up to 3. He's a brawler, though. Unfortunately, he shares that with Symbiote Spider-Man, so I'm going to need to balance out those brawler ISOs. Hey, Reinhardt, welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having a great Saturday. But let's just let's get started here on some raid stuff for the moment. I don't need to do any blitzing, so that will, I guess, shave off some time. We do have 20 minutes, 18 minutes until my war starts, so I'll give that a shot. I'll give that a check over, see how bad it is, you know, if we're gonna get wrecked or not. So we'll start off with just some beta stuff for the moment. Looks like we're pretty close to 60%, so I should really push that. Look, oh my god, okay, I'm way up here now. Bio, Mutant, or Mystic. Okay, what am I doing for this? Oh, Bio. Right, yeah, I can just use them. I'm gonna use Ebony Maw. I've been more keen on using Ebony Maw just as a 5th support character with the symbiotes for now, because I do like the 2-turn offense down that special gives, so we're just gonna run that for the now. I don't think I've ever actually cleared the beta raid all the way to the end, because I find that the beta raid, I think, is the longest Greek raid of them all, but maybe I haven't really counted all of the nodes, but that's what I think anyways. I have cleared the alpha lane, alpha raid, and I think I've cleared the gamma raid before. I probably wouldn't invest into Electro if you don't have Doc Ock personally, unless there's some reason you think you need her, but really she's a lot better with. Same with Swarm. I wouldn't really invest in either Swarm or Electro too much if you don't have Doc Ock. But if you think you might get him the second round, you know, maybe before Doc Ock comes the second pass, you could work on gearing them up then, perhaps. And they might be farmable by then, who knows. Hey Verm, welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having a great Saturday. And everyone else who might have jumped in here. As you may have noticed, there's a little bit of a different setup from last weekend. If you were here last Saturday, then my setup might look a little bit different than it was before. Hopefully it's a positive improvement. Nobody's really said anything about it, but it is looking a little bit different than it did last weekend. People were saying that I should make it look a little bit more professional, so I tried. I had a lot of technical difficulties, but I finally fixed it. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, and then I finally actually got it. So I had to do a lot of Googling and figuring out what my problem was. I don't know what we do without Google these days, or figuring out the problems. I really like Scream. I finally put the T4s into Scream's basic, and wow, that's a crazy additional damage there. And so I like this part here, so even though he doesn't have any positive effects here, I just wanted to slow this down here. Attacking Mordo with the basic, so that gives that, and then the follow-up attack, you know, that from the Striker, so that's pretty cool. Especially on Venom, I think, because he is going to clear more positive status effects. But you could really do anything with Venom. I might even give him, I don't know, Fortifier or Healer maybe down the line, because he's got a lot of hit points. Maybe not Fortifier, but I might give him the Healer one, I don't know, because he'll heal other people based on his hit points, and I think he's got a fair bit. Yeah, I really like Scream. Scream was definitely well worth it. I mean, probably all the symbiotes are going to be well worth it, so I don't think that it's going to be such an overpowered team. Like, I don't even know what's going to happen next, you know, down the line, like, patches ahead, you know, is this going to be the new, this is definitely the new raid meta, and I have this, like, strange feeling people are going to be like, this is going to be a recruitment policy. It's going to be like, well, okay, do you have symbiotes? And if you don't, then, well, go get them. I don't know how, it's probably going to, I kind of have a feeling that Scream and Anti-Venom might take a while to become farmable, because it's just, they're that good that I could see them getting the treatment of, like, Colossus, who took forever to become farmable. I am glad that Symbiote Spider-Man is going into the milestone orbs. For how long, we don't know, you know, because it sounds like they're coming out with this new seasonal milestone orb, maybe for Christmas time and things like that. So does that mean that Symbiote Spider-Man is and Coulson, for that matter, even though we don't really care too much about him anymore, are they going to go into an actual farmable state at that point? So, well, you know, fingers crossed on that. Honestly, I could probably just auto this. The beta. The Greek raids are so easy. They need to come out with the difficulty slider finally for the Greek raids, because this is just too easy, really. Yeah, no problem, Con. I'll probably have to get to it after the live stream, but I'll definitely check it out after we're done here. I'm wondering. My sound settings on my Blue Sax is really really loud. I don't know why I can't game settings. There's no, like, sound settings on here. Just kind of overpowering my music. Oh wait, is there a sound? Oh, there is. Okay, that's better. Wow, we're actually really kind of close to the end here. I've never actually been all the way to the end of the beta raid. I will probably, the tier list for October will most likely come after my free-to-play list. Usually will probably come around the middle of the month, I think, because normally I do my top 10 free-to-play list, and then I do the tier list, the changes that I'm going to make for the month of October, and then the third video, which is my top 10 of all times, that comes after that one as well, normally towards the end of the month. So I would probably say in about a week or two for the tier list and top 10 free-to-play videos, mostly because we need some time to see who else becomes farmable in the month. I don't really think there's been a lot since my last one for the top 10 free-to-play. Because when I did the last video, we had Cyclops in the raid store, so we got Captain Marvel now, but I mean, you should probably make the list, actually, but, you know, I don't, and Symbiote Spider-Man, does that really count? I don't know if orbs to me don't constitute farmable, necessarily, not in a real meaningful way. So if Symbiote Spider-Man to them going into the milestone orbs is what they deem as farmable, then there's a bit of an issue. There's been a lot of Reddit posts about the Symbiote Spider-Man release, because previously they didn't use orb releases as the free the first Wednesday of the month. You know, there was supposed to be a farmable character, and we got Captain Marvel and we got Symbiote Spider-Man. Well, Symbiote Spider-Man's coming on Wednesday, I guess. But I hope everyone has a lot of milestone orbs saved up, because knowing if it's replacing the current Coulson drop rates, you'll probably get 5 shards every 10 orbs, I think. But you know, to me, that just doesn't constitute farmable. So I think they're kind of going back on their word a little bit, because when they said that there was going to be 2 farmable characters every month, you know, at the beginning and the end, at the very least 2, you know, to us that meant actually farmable, whether that's the store, a node, or whatever, you know. And now they're kind of throwing in, like they did with Domino in the Blitz Orb, and to me that isn't farmable either. So at the end of the month we got Domino in the orb, or just before X23, we got Domino in the orb, in the Blitz Orb, and to me that doesn't count either. And so that's the same vein as Symbiote Spider-Man, and I don't really consider it, because it isn't a truly farmable method, and I am a little bit frustrated for that. For you guys, you know, I have a 6-star Symbiote Spider-Man, so to me maybe it doesn't make a huge difference. But for everyone else who either doesn't have Symbiote Spider-Man unlocked or is close to, you know, you're going to be sitting there foaming at the mouth because you're like, you know, 20 shards away, and you know, you can't get it for whatever reason because you don't have enough milestone orbs, or your luck is just poor, you know, whatever the case is. At least if it was on a node, you know, you'd eventually get there. And while you probably will with the milestone orbs, it's not as easy as it would be for you know, farming a node or something. So it's to me, it's not farmable. But you know, unless there's up in arms riot, I don't know if they're going to do anything about it. But we do know that, you know, he's going to leave the milestone orbs at some point because of this new seasonal orb. Who knows what that means? You know, who's going to be in the seasonal orbs? But hopefully that means that he's going to move from that orb to an actual farmable position. And I can see why. You know, honestly, they make a shit ton of money off of Symbiote Spider-Man, so it's really no surprise that they want to keep it this way. The symbiotes is like their second golden egg, golden goose, next to Black Order, and these two teams are going to be the top purchased teams, like, of all the offers, I guarantee you, except for Carnage. But you know, Carnage and Venom. But there was that really good Venom offer if you do need shards for Venom. I don't normally tell people to buy offers, but if you really need 180 shards for Venom, that was actually a really good offer. For I think $13 Canadian, maybe 10 US. Mystic, Tech, and Sinister 6. Okay, I need to retune my team here. Oh wait, that's fine actually, probably. Look, yeah, I don't need those two though. Who can I put in here? Let's just run Doc Ock for fun. And Ultron? Really stacking its team. Hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday. Finally got all my technical problems fixed, so I am glad. So for next weekend or whenever I do other streams, you know, it's there and all my settings are fixed finally. I even have a playlist running for music, so you're not getting the same repetitive sound that the last 2 weeks. Yeah, Scream's awesome. Like, I'm usually not somebody to jump a bandwagon for characters, but in this case, it is warranted, and Scream is really good. Probably one of the best characters to come out in some time that I could, out of the gate, that was, like, really great. But, I mean, symbiotes themselves are just super amazing, so it's not really all that surprising. It's a shame that when you're using Doc Ock outside of Sinister 6, Shocker like does absolutely nothing. But you know, he's gonna buff Doc Ock and then that's it. Assad, that'll probably depend on... Do you mean for City, or just mean Dark Dimension 3 in general? Because you should probably make sure that you have Phoenix, of course, Phoenix and Colossus at tier 14, and then you should probably think about your Cosmic lane, which would be characters like Minerva, Hela, Ebony Maw, if you have him, things like that. Oh, oh, definitely Venom, hands down, yeah. Definitely Venom. He's going to make the most amount of difference, not to mention that he is farmable, and you can get him up to 7-star, 7 yellow star, which you're not going to get for Anti-Venom and Scream. They still hit really hard, you know, so you really need that that defense up that Venom gives, and I think that's going to make a huge difference. You do get speed up from Scream, but of course people aren't going to be dying as frequently in Dark Dimension as they do in Raids to get that, so I would still recommend getting Venom to tier 14 after Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage. Honestly, I don't think that you're going to need Anti-Venom or Scream for Dark Dimension 3. I think going forward to Dark Dimension 4 in the future, we'll have to revisit that, but you definitely don't need them for Dark Dimension 3. I cleared it no problem. I cleared the City lane with the 3 of them, Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Venom, I think in like 2 days. So it's, you know, it's not going to make a difference having Scream or Anti-Venom, and I think having regular Venom is going to be a lot better long term. But, like I said, after that, and, you know, looking forward into, like, Dark Dimension 4, we have no idea, you know, if they come out with, like, a bio lane, because I was sort of thinking that they were going to have trait, sort of bio, skill, tech lanes for Dark Dimension 4. That's my guess. You know, might not be accurate, but then we'll have to revisit, again, what characters you want to have for the symbiotes at that point. We do know that we know that Gear 15 is going to have new Gear 15 mini-uniques, and they are available on MSF.gg. You can see the names for them, actually, and how many you need. And if I'm not mistaken, I can pull that up after I finish. I'm actually done for the moment, so done beta. So let's pull up MSF.gg here. Pull this over here. I'm gonna need to switch my scenes really quick here to my browser. Okay, so if you go to, I don't know, we'll just take Scream, I guess, for an example. And hey, welcome to the live stream. We're up at 30 people. Hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday. So if you go up to msf.gg here and you go to character gear stats, just for people who are curious, hit tier 14. This is Scream particularly. You'll see all the stuff that you need for the materials required to go from tier 14 to 15. Now, we don't have the actual icons for it, but if you click on, you know, this is actually really interesting. So Scream only needs 2 new items to go from 14 to 15. So if you notice here, if you can see it, do I have to maybe zoom in a little bit here? But you can see that there's 3 little bars at the bottom of these gear pieces. So this is the new ones. These are the 14 to 15 gear pieces. So Scream actually only needs the damage and the health one. The rest of them are old. These are like tier 12 to 13 gear pieces, I think, maybe? Or are they the... Are these the... Oh no, maybe they're still the mini unique. No, sorry, these are the 13 to 14 ones. But still, she only needs 2 of the new ones, which is quite cool. And if you look down below, it will say that you need 36 superior spectral analysis, 36 superior hyperphage. So this is the name of the new items for the new mini uniques to go from 14 to 15. And it looks like you need about 18 per item, because she needs 2 items, so I'm assuming, divided by 2. That that you need about 18 per item, and it was like previously, I think for 13 to 14 you needed 15 mini uniques. Roughly it was like 15, 15, and 6 or something like that, or 9, or whatever the smaller item was that you need less of. 6 here, superior syringes. So I imagine at some point these are going to be made available. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be in the store, because that's what they do, and it might be available in the war store, because that's what they did with the mini uniques. So it started off being in the store only, in the supply store, and you had to just spend a crazy amount of cores to go back and forth. to refresh the supply store to try and get some of these, but yeah, they might come out with other ways, who knows. And it's still going to be a lot of catalyst parts. So even though Scream only needs two of the new gear pieces, there's still a lot. So if you can see on the screen, I think. It looks like my window is actually stretched out a little bit. I'll have to fix that later. But there's only 300, sorry, you need 330 superior damage catalysts. So this is a lot. You know, I have, I don't know, 1500, and I finished Dark Dimension 3 entirely. So, you know, you need to be careful about your catalyst spending. So when you're orange gearing new characters or existing characters, really be careful about who you're spending on, because this can go really quickly. In terms of the basic catalyst, though, I think I'm in a good position. Let's go back to my game really quick. Change my scene back to my BlueStacks a little bit. Resizes the screen. And there we go. Just fixing up my windows here. My Black Order ISOs. Well, you missed that. I did go over it earlier. But I can show it again. So I'm at level 3 right now for all of them. I am going to be working on, as we go through the event, I'm going to be working on them, because level 4 gives you that additional 10% health, which is really something, I think. So, you know, when you have, like, I don't know, however much hit points my Call Obsidian has, 300k, you know, an extra 10% is another 30k. So that, in terms of my arena competitiveness, I think will make a pretty big difference across the board, and keeping them alive a bit longer. I do need these yellow stars, though. Like, Call Obsidian is going to be my next character to get 6 red, if he could just be farmable. And I already have 6 red for Corvus because I pulled that back when he came out. So, yeah, you will get enough for you'll have enough ISOs by the end of this event to go all the way to 5. So if you want to just use it on one team, then yeah, you'll get enough to go all the way to level 5 with one team. Or you could get like 9 teams at level 3. So it's, you know, it's crazy in that regard. Like, the balancing act, I guess you could say, for that. I was gonna look at my superior basic catalyst though, because I wanted to show you guys basically. I'm a person who's, you know, finished Dark Dimension 3 twice, and this is, where's the orange gear? I need to find an orange character. Vision. So I have 13,419 superior basic catalysts. I got a lot of this from the previous event, the Sinister event. So this isn't, people were saying that the basic catalysts are a big bottleneck. I would say no. I don't think it's as big of a bottleneck as the actual catalyst parts. Now, I only have 1,722, which I say only, and it sounds like a lot, but when we go back to that, the MSF.GG was like 350 or something, 330 to get Scream to 15. So, you know, if you were to multiply that by 4 or 5, you know, I'd be out. So I wouldn't be able to get all that many characters up there. So really keep in mind, depending on what kind of rewards you get from Dark Dimension as well, you know, how the focus I have 1573. Those are the ones I have the least of. So yeah, really keep in mind about your orange catalyst when you're gearing people up to tier 13 and 14. Don't waste your resource. Don't waste your orange resources. If you don't need them for Dark Dimension 3, don't take them to tier 13. There's really a very limited stat increase to go from 12 to 13. I think it's like 5%. It's really not worth it in the long term. So if you're not taking them to 14, don't take them to 13 and just leave them at 12. I have Emma, Phoenix, and Shuri for global DD3. Should I wait until DD4 drops or take... No, you definitely want Colossus. You probably should have done Colossus actually before Emma Frost, but that's just my opinion. I think Colossus and Phoenix really go hand in hand, and you would have needed them earlier, in my opinion. Shuri is good. Either Shuri or Ultron you're going to need for Node 7, which is the infamous double fisting or a double fist iron fist node. So that's fine there. I think if you get Colossus, you should be fine. There's a toss-up, I think, between people who get Emma Frost and get Mr. Sinister. I think they're both good. I think that most people prefer to take Sinister before Emma, just because he's farmable now, but I don't know. I have Emma Frost at 14, but I haven't actually... Well, we'll get to Dark Dimension 3, actually. I'm not in the global lane yet. I don't do it every day, but we will go through what I have afterwards. We're going to do some Ultima 7, though. And yeah, I'm waiting for Symbiote Spider-Man to enter the milestone, and I'm gonna do a mega orb opening, something like 30. I have like, how many do I have? I have a lot. You know, it's funny, as we were just talking about Emma Frost, what pops up? That Emma Frost offer. Where was that? So it's funny how she just sort of became, she just kind of became an offer. I think this is the first time, is it, that she's actually been a flat-out offer other than her initial offer. Or maybe I'm wrong, I don't remember. But anyways, she's there in the offers. If you want to spend 47 Canadian dollars, I guess this would probably be about, I don't know, 35 US dollars maybe? 37? But it's a fair bit, you know, for 50 shards. And I'll pass on that. I am not you know, she's a good character, but I am not spending money. You know, I'd rather buy Anti-Venom at that point for me. Only 3 stars. Okay, well, that's fair enough. You know, Emma Frost was more free-to-play friendly in that sense that, you know, there was a good... If you saved your gold and all that and you had a decent alliance, you know, you probably could have got at least 3 to 4 star on Emma Frost the first pass. And I think most players, if they play during all 3 of the milestones, that you'll get at least 5 star for her probably. And she should be coming back around actually in about another week. No more than 2 weeks probably. And anyways, about milestone orbs, I have 275 it seems like. I did open them occasionally because I was trying to do seed theory and all that shenanigans. You know, people... Honestly, I still am not a believer in seed theory. The reason why I say that is because my alliance mate has 7 red stars. I have 2. He doesn't use seed theory. I have in the past, and I don't have anywhere near that kind of luck. So... I don't know, guys. I mean, some people claim it as gospel, but I'm still skeptical. Or what they call confirmation bias theory. So we're gonna jump into Ultimate 7 here and run those. Actually, is it 12 yet? Let's take a look at War. How badly are we gonna get wrecked this time? We won the last war, so whenever you win a war, usually you get matched up with worse or like harder people. So we're playing Mighty Morphin Powerhawks. Okay, so I don't know if anyone from that alliance is in this live chat. Probably not. It's a difference of 50 trophies, and let's see here. Looks like people are already attacking the middle. This looks pretty weak. Okay, that sounds fine, I guess. Unless they're baiting us. Usually if there's a really weak flight deck, normally that's cause for concern. This one's kind of weak too, actually. Am I using refreshes on both types? I'm actually not refreshing energy, regular campaign energy as much, and that's only because I have only 2 I'm only farming Ironheart and Negasonic, and I actually have everyone else that's farmable at 7 star. I am doing 2 energy refreshes right now, and the rest are going to ISOs. Just because that's more beneficial to me as an in-game player, I think. Let's see how bad their TCP is. Are we gonna get wrecked here? 6.3, 7, 3.9. Looks, we might have a chance actually. Oh, a couple of 7s. Normally I go through the TCPs normally I actually calculate it on a calculator, but just to see, compare it to ours and see how bad the difference is. And if it's really bad, then normally I would just say to my alliance not to bother and saving resources for the next war if it's really rough. And the problem, now that we're gold 4, we've been facing a lot of people in the gold 3 bracket. And that's a problem for us, because if we lose, we actually lose more trophies than we would normally if we were facing someone in the same bracket. And so I think when we lose, instead of 11, normally we lose 11 trophies if it was like gold 4 versus gold 4. But gold 4 versus gold 3 actually is a loss of like 15 or 16 trophies. And so that kind of sucks. So whether or not we're going to stay in gold 4 or not, that remains to be seen. We just got this upgrade recently, I think last week, so 950 I believe is the demotion period, so hopefully that doesn't happen, but... my alliance is TCP. We can check that in the front page, actually. We were at like 147 million, I think, but I may have mentioned in my Discord anyways that I am recruiting someone for my alliance because he's gone AWOL. And so once I boot him, we'll be lower. But currently we're okay. I guess we're at 1300. We were at like 1250. 148 million or so is our collection power. I don't know how that stacks up to other people's. Like I said, we're a very. I said in the past, you know, we're in a very casual alliance. I'm the leader of the alliance, in case people weren't aware, and we're fairly casual. So, wow. Okay, well, looks like you're one-upping me. But you know, this has been the same alliance that I've been in for like 2 years, and to some degree, I actually got promoted to leader at some point, like a year and a bit ago. But I guess it's a loyalty thing, and I think if you take the game too seriously and you're too hardcore about the game and too competitive, I think you burn out a lot quicker. And you know, with blitzing and all the different game modes that require time, I think that it's very easy to burn out if you take this too seriously. Especially whenever it comes to Alliance War. That's why we're casual, you know. I used to get angry at my Alliance for stupid things, for screwing up attacks that I thought were pretty obvious, you know, like why would you use this team against that team? And yeah, I mean, some people should know better, but I think it's just more stress and frustration from me if I worry about that too much. And so we've taken a lot more of a casual approach, and I think that's really helped me de-stress as well, you know, as an alliance leader, not paying too much attention about that. And ultimates as well, you know, we're more than capable of hitting 60%. Sometimes we don't. It really just depends on activity, and I'm not going to get on to people too much, but if you are away for like 8 days or something like that, yeah, that's cause for concern. Normally after a couple days, I'm a bit concerned about people being offline, but I'm definitely not a whale. I'll tell you that much. People have accused me of being a whale, but I assure you I'm not. I don't know what I'm definitely not free to play either, so I'm in between somewhere. I don't know what kind of terms you'd use for that. I'm a light spender, I would say. I do buy character offers from time to time, but not everyone. I have bought. I don't know if I'd use the term dolphin. I don't know what the definitions of these terms are. I bought Scream in the past. I did buy Baron Zemo and Swarm, but that's only because someone in my alliance sponsored me to do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it on my own. And then I bought Squirrel Girl because I got a 7 red star pull. That was very specific. You know, I felt that, you know, if I get a 6 or a 7, even 5 or above red star pull, I'm more likely to buy the offer at that point. And then before that, you know, the first time I ever bought a character offer was Ravager Bruiser. That was my very first character offer, and that was to unlock Star-Lord 2 years ago. And then after that, the only times I would ever buy offers were like those, you know, $5 ones, $3 ones, those really cheap ones. And then I bought Hela last November, and then that was really like my first real character offer that I bought for this game. And then after that, there was only a couple. I didn't buy any of the Inhumans. Didn't buy Ghost Rider, any of those. So after Hela, I believe the next character offer was Black Order. So I probably only bought maybe 6 or 7 characters probably with an offer. And I try to limit myself to once a month unless someone's sponsoring my purchase or something like that. I don't have a large wallet, and there's a lot going on in real life right now that I can't really afford to do that. But hey, if anyone wants to throw money for me to get an offer, then I won't say no to that. Let's go back here into Ultimate 7 though and do a little bit more. Let's use the Symbiotes and Ebony Maw here, who I was using also in beta, but I think we only have another day left of beta, don't we? I think it ends soon. And then we get the stupid Gamma Raid. I hate the Gamma Raid so much. It's the worst Greek raid that there is available. It's team-based trades that haven't been updated in God knows how long, and most of the new characters you can't even use in the Gamma Raid. So it's actually really bad for new players, because like you're forced to either do nothing, or there's only a handful of good teams in there. Oh, I really like I hope so. Yeah, I mean, the biggest you might see that in this as I go through the raids actually. So the biggest problem I've had with Scream is her getting one shot in the very start of the match. Like we're talking ults by Korath and other characters that are faster than her, hitting her before the other symbiotes go. And she only has about 90k hit points, so there's a good chance. Oh, U7 Dark Dimension. Those are two different things. So which what do you? I don't think you're going to need Anti-Venom in Dark Dimension. I did mention that earlier, that I think if you're... For Dark Dimension 3 anyways... Oh, sorry, Daredevil. I thought you meant Dark Dimension. Yeah, there is a node that we're going to get to, I'm pretty sure, that has, like, Korath, Daredevil... I'm pretty sure in my raid video, she got one shot by a hand assassin. So she must go before Scream 2. There's a handful of characters that are quicker than her and have the ability to one-shot her. But, of course, when Anti-Venom comes out, that's going to be less of a problem because she'll just get revived. Now, if Anti-Venom gets one shot, then we're in trouble, right? So hopefully he's a little bit less squishy than... That was too negative. That was a weird thing to say. Hopefully he survives a bit better than Scream. But the problem is also Anti-Venom has the support tag, so what that means is that he's going to get targeted more frequently. Because normally the AI has a disposition to target support characters. If you've ever used Minerva anywhere, then usually Minerva has a bad chance of getting targeted. So I have a weird feeling that might happen to Anti-Venom. I hope he has the hit point pool to survive attacks like that, and then we're no problem. But if he dies, we're in trouble. Yeah. I mean, I'm only 3 yellow, 3 red right now with Scream. By the end of the event, I should be 5-4. Yeah, eventually, I'm going to get the 5 red for Scream. And with any luck, you know, I'll get some good pulls on Anti... I think I'm going to go all out. Maybe not all out, but mostly all out on Anti-Venom's pulls. Because I think there's a good chance I'll get him to 5-star. So pulling my Elite 5s, whatever I have left of it, and at least my regular orbs up to 4. I don't think it's worth pulling regular orbs after you get a 4 red star, because the chances of getting a 5 out of a regular orb is extremely slim. Unless you're really close to another elite orb, that would be the only reason to do it, but... So I'm really looking forward to Anti-Venom. I think we're probably about 2 weeks at least out before his event comes live. We do have She-Hulk probably coming. I actually didn't see what blitzes are coming. I kind of skipped that on the blog post, so I don't remember who's coming. If anyone can remind me who the Monday and Thursday is for next week. Is it She-Hulk next week, or is it the week after? Oh, Domino. Well, I'll actually probably put some effort into that because she's farmable but not farmable, so I'll probably try to get some shards for her just to push it a bit further. Did Ebony Maw really take that much damage, or is that a visual bug? Because I don't remember him being into the yellow when I finished that. Really? What did he get hit by? Oops. My Ebony Maw also has level 3 healer, so he should be able to heal himself up, but I guess he can't survive against some really big hits either. Okay, this isn't the node I was talking about. I think it must be coming up soon, maybe the next one after this, that I was talking about, where Korath spawns and kicks my ass. And keep in mind, I'm also in the middle lane, and it's been a long time since I've done the side lanes in Ultimate 7, but I'm fairly certain that I am on the harder lane, so that is another reason why it's a bit trickier. If I was to do the side lane, probably I would have gotten to the end no problem in the raid challenge. And I'll be doing the raid challenge again with Anti-Venom as well, just to make sure that, you know, he does his role well enough. But also, when you're in the harder... when you're in the harder difficulties in Ultimate 7, I mean, I think those yellow stars do make a significant difference. You know, you can overcome them with good characters, of course, but, you know, hit point wise, stat wise, that makes a huge difference to the viability. I probably could be doing like things like Ultimate 7.5. I've seen some videos or some of other content creators going through 7.5 with basically the same team. I think some people were using Yo-Yo instead as a 5th character, but my Yo-Yo is only 12. Again, a bio character I can't really invest too heavily into her at this point. Yo-Yo's a great character. Oh, wow, look at that. Scream's almost dead. She get wrecked by by Hulk? What happened? We need to get some healing. Oh. Okay, she's back up to basically full. There we go, okay. Like, that's what I mean, compared to the others. I mean, just look at the health. You can see, if it's easy to see, like, the amount of health bars there are on, sorry, on the rest of my characters compared to Scream, you know, you can tell. But I mean, personally, I don't think that... I wonder how much you actually... Like, don't get me wrong, Anti-Venom's kit is really good. But, I mean, as you can see, healing's not the issue here, really. It's like health on Scream, so they can heal each other no problem with their 100% drain. You know, that's not the issue. So, you know, do I even need that part from Anti-Venom? I don't know. You know, I think I have to go back and read his kit again, but the part where he turns, I think, negative status effects from the enemy into positive effects on your team, you know, that'll be helpful. Death proofs and things like that, that'll be whatever the opposite of death proof is. Bleeds, I guess, so any, I don't know, or he doesn't do bleeds? If they can get death proofs onto the team, that'll help, like, Scream survive and things like that as well. But in terms of healing, like flat out healing, I don't know if they need it. You know, like I have no problems keeping myself up. Scream is the only one really that has any chance of dying here. And even then, you know, like with 100% drain, like she just gets healed back up. It's just her survivability, which is brought into question sometimes. She's still really fun to use, though. And why is Ebony Moss still low health? But I think Ebony Moss is just not taking his turn enough because everyone else is just getting all this speed bar. Okay, I think the next node is that Korath node, where I need to be careful of her getting one shot. It almost makes me wonder, should I use like characters like Drax, like fill in characters just for that one node? I'm pretty sure it's this one. No? Oh, this is the Carnage and Daredevil node. Okay, so this is a bit of an issue too, because Carnage goes first and Daredevil goes first, and I've been killed here with Scream anyways. So, because it doesn't matter who my 5th is really, I'm actually going to just throw in Drax. I think. If he dies, I don't care. Oh, Shuri could help too, actually. Yeah, that's a good call. Assuming that she should have her abilities up. Like Shuri. That starting defense up, I think, is what I need to, because Venom's kind of slow, so they're all going to take his turn before Venom can give that defense up to everyone. So that is probably the biggest problem there. Unfortunately, there's no spawn defense up. Yeah, I don't know. None of them do spawn defense up, I guess. There we go. So this should help. Oh wait, it's not this node. Maybe it's not this node. There is a node that I did. Maybe it's after the next boss that had a lot of characters that did a lot of damage, burst damage in the beginning. So maybe it's not this one. I keep forgetting. I run this every day and yet I can't remember which node is which. Look, okay, apparently... Oh, I don't know what happened there, but apparently Scream's already almost dead. I need to pay attention to her health a bit more. They do hit fairly hard, even with defense up, you know. Oh, I don't know. Best T-Force for Symbiote Spider-Man, probably the definitely the passive, sorry. Passive first, for sure. And then ultimate, and then the special, and then the basic. They actually changed the way that the text works on Symbiote Spider-Man's basic. A lot of people believe that you needed to put T4s into the basic to get 2 turns defense down, but that's not actually the case, so it's only the level 6 for that one. Who would I recommend for Dark Dimension 2? I would ask you right out the gate, do you have Symbiote Spider-Man? And if not, then that changes my recommendations. Or might you get him when the milestone orbs come in? Depends on how close you are to Dark Dimension 2. I would definitely recommend holding out for Symbiote Spider-Man if you can, because he's going to make your life a whole lot easier. See you, Mohammed. Thanks for joining the stream, and I'll see you around next time. At this point, with all the symbiote characters coming out, like I really can't. It's hard to recommend other characters other than Symbiote Spider-Man and the symbiotes, just because it's night and day. You know, if you're running Symbiote Spider-Man, the symbiotes in Dark Dimension 2, and you use anyone else, like a Minerva and other characters, it's crazy what a difference that it is, really. You don't need all of the symbiotes, though, for Dark Dimension 2. You can actually run it without Venom. I would definitely recommend Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage at the very least, and then you can add Minerva in with, like, Shuri or other support characters to fill in the gap. Hela, if you have access to Hela, it would be even better. I don't think symbiotes are going to beat Black Order. If I thought that was the case, then I would have stopped putting all these ISOs into my Black Order. I am going to be focusing on my ISOs in Black Order to get to level 5, and then I'll be focusing on my symbiotes for my raid team after that. So my answer is no, I don't think so. I mean, maybe in a war, but I highly doubt that either. They're designed to be a raid team and a Dark Dimension team, and that's really... Well, I wouldn't say Dark Dimension... I guess they're a team in Dark Dimension 3, but... just save up your milestone orbs that you have right now, and when he does go live next week, probably, that'll be the best time to pull your milestone orbs, and so I would definitely recommend holding out on Dark Dimension 2 until you get him, just because I think it's going to make that much... It's going to be that much easier running it with him than someone else, and kind of wasting resources on characters you don't want to. Symbiote Spider-Man is going to be good going up to tier 14 as well, so there isn't wasted resources on the symbiote team, which is nice. Definitely Shuri, in my opinion. Shuri is better than Scientist Supreme, which is unfortunate because I did take Scientist Supreme to 14, but that was in the very early days of Ultima 7 when the Raid Slider came out, I think, or just regular Ultima 7, and Scientist Supreme was used quite heavily in Ultima 7, and a lot of people were using her for debuffs and things like that, but now I would recommend Shuri instead for those nodes, for the global. So this is the Ronin boss node, and this has Korath. This is where I got one shot. This is where it fell apart. Okay, so I don't remember. Do I have Shuri's special? I don't know if it actually got that far around, so I don't know if I can use Shuri here. I'm afraid of Korath one-shotting my character. Oh my god, and Shuri's almost dead. I was gonna say, maybe I could use Phoenix to cover, but she's not faster than... Nobody's faster than Korath. I don't know if I could 4-man the boss node if I just threw Drax in there to take the hit. I've actually lost my entire team on this node before. What do I want to do? Could use Minerva, actually, because if Scream dies, Minerva can bring her back. Of course, and then if Minerva dies, then I don't. Maybe it doesn't matter. Let's try that. This is the thing about at least the middle lane. Like, sometimes you do have to, at least on the boss nodes, think about the node itself and how to readjust your team a little bit. At least until Anti-Venom comes out. So we'll see if I can just use the one team all the way through without changing my team at all. If they are that good. But then what happens if Anti-Venom dies? So that is the question, I guess. See? See? Look at that! I knew it was going to happen! I told you! That was, oh my god. I told you it was gonna happen. We need to stun Ronin. Otherwise he's gonna remove those debuffs. Oh god. Let's get a disrupt on... Korath has like a predisposition to hit weak targets or something like that. It's his AI in raids. And this is tough too. Magneto. Ooh, this is a really rough boss node. Oh no! Usually, sometimes I can kill them before Magneto brings them all together. Am I having problems with campaign ISO 8 nodes? I don't think so. Is there something... I haven't had any problems myself. Although I did read on Reddit that there was a bit of an issue, I think, with different people, but I haven't had any problems myself. Okay, let's... Oh crap, I'm blinded. I didn't see it. It was hidden there. Oh god. We need him down, and then we also need Ronin down. Because Ronin could be a bit of an issue. Yeah, this is a really annoying boss node. I'm just gonna... Oh, yeah, that was a waste. But... he might. Let's try and get enough bleeds on him. I've never had any freezing on the ISO 8 nodes, but maybe that's a problem to specific devices, I don't know. I'm not a technical guy on that issue. Juggernaut's down, let's try to spread some of these around, spread the love. It's hilarious, that's like the first time Minerva got a turn in a while. Ronin should die of bleed. Oh, let me dodge that. Let's do... Oh, I should have maybe done that on Mystique. Yeah, I need to get my yellow stars up a little bit higher. The symbiotes are good, but their AoE oh god, their AoE damage is a bit poor, and so they're kind of slow. It's slow killing these nodes sometimes, so I'm hoping I don't time out or anything. Symbiote Spider-Man is like basically the bulk of my damage, I think, right now. Alright, last wave, another Ronin, and another Juggernaut. The Juggernaut's a huge problem right here when they're all lumped together like that. That Disrupt is really nice from Scream, though. We need to ability block Ronin. A minute left? Oh god, do I need to like auto at this point? I might have to auto. That's the only problem, is that they are a bit on the lower damage. Their sustain is amazing, but damage-wise they are a bit listed on auto, actually. Best team for beginners in Dark Dimension 1? Anyone. Dark Dimension 1 is a very weird one because it is... Oh, hold on. Dark Dimension 1 is a weird one because you need 6 yellow stars. So really at that, it doesn't matter who you bring into Dark Dimension 1. The first kind of characters that you get to 6 star you can take in there, and you'll be able to do some damage, albeit maybe not so much, but you'll eventually get it done. Most people actually clear Dark Dimension 2 before they clear Dark Dimension 1, so you know, just keep that in mind. And if you can bring in the symbiotes, that'd be great, but you probably won't be able to get a lot of them to 6 star right away. I would actually focus more on Dark Dimension 2 than Dark Dimension 1. You can do 2 and then go back to 1 later on when you have more characters at 6 star. And that was the weird thing about Dark Dimension 1, was the requirement of 6 yellow stars, because that is a bit of a high requirement. More Magneto. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, probably. With all the bots, yeah, you probably could. I haven't actually done that myself, but I imagine that's not far from the truth. I'm gonna run Black Bolt just for kicks. So yeah, that node was really tough there. We did get through, but obviously Minerva didn't really add to the damage. She didn't even take very many turns, but I wonder if we could use like an X20, if I like got my X23 up really high, because she gets additional turn bar at low hit points, so she might be able to keep up with them. I think it's harder to get someone to 6 star than it is to gear 13, but it depends on what point in the game you're at, I guess. Kingpin. I kind of hope that they do something about Kingpin one day. You know, if they give him the Spider-Verse tag or some sort of something. You know, he's that weird standing character that like isn't really. He could be used in almost any character, any team as a villain character, but there's actually not really much for him right now. I wouldn't say any one character is easier to get to gear 13. They're all, you know, you want to focus on the good characters. You want to focus on the meta characters. You don't want to just gear anyone willy-nilly. You need to make sure that you have a plan and that you know, are taking the meta characters up to tier 13. You don't want to just take like, I don't know, Bullseye or something like that. So you really need to be careful about who you're gearing, because resources take a while to farm and to hoard or whatever. So that sucks. So you know, you really need to be careful about that. If you want some roster advice, you know, feel free to join my Discord channel if you're not already there, and you can post your roster to me, and I can try and get back to you about you know, what I think that you should do with your roster if you need some help. I'm more than capable of doing that. Oh god, that blind. I wonder if this spells the end. I don't know. This is not going so hot. Maybe I shouldn't have taken in Black Bolt. Might survive here, actually. We need to get Juggernaut down before he does his charge, I guess. Oh, I should have ability blocked, actually. Well, I think we'll survive. It's a shame that Black Bolt can't heal himself. This seems to be the problem with any of the 5th characters that I'm using, that by the end of the battle that they're actually not they're not being able to heal themselves back up. Not a problem. I'm glad that my videos are helpful for you, and like I said, if you need anything, feel free to get at me at Discord. I'm very easy to get a hold of there, as I'm online usually quite often throughout the day. Alright, we somehow cleared that, and I'm hoping that with the introduction of Anti-Venom that really makes this a whole lot easier. The biggest issue is whether or not any of these characters can get one shot before Venom can get the defense up on everyone. And so that's going to be my biggest concern. I think we did die somewhere here in the raid challenge. I think it was, oh, it was here. It was this node. This was the Hand Assassin node with multiple Hand Assassins, and they one-shot my Scream. And I think that's where things fell apart. In the raid challenge video, I'm pretty sure. It's right here. So I might try and do it again later. I think that... I don't know what I'd have to do, though. They're not really that hard. Like, the enemies are not a big deal. It's just that that burst damage at the start makes quite a huge difference. So that's raids for just now. I found it interesting that they have the versus battle match back. Has anyone actually tried that and with ISOs? Do they actually balance ISOs, or are they involved in the PvP at all? Because I've not tried it yet, but I am actually thinking about... I don't know if anyone wants to do a balance draft with me just one-on-one. I mean, we could try that and test it. I don't know if they actually do or not. Do we have arena? We do have an arena. I could do one arena. Kind of try... Yeah, I'll do one arena. I want to save a lot of it for the reset, because that's when the ISO milestone's going to reset. Let's go to 2, though. We can do that. Alright, here we go. Hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday. Thanks, of course, for everyone who have joined the live stream again this weekend. And if you're new to the stream, then welcome to it. Okay, so we'll start with Proxima here. Ooh, that was a big crit. So I ended up switching my my Thanos from Striker to Raider, actually. I think in my very first video I did mention Striker, but now I'm running Raider. Why didn't she get a follow-up attack? That's weird. Can we kill Ebony Maw? Oh, that was so close. Ebony Maw's like almost dead. Ah. Stupid Cull Obsidian. He's so beefy. I mean, so is mine, but... Ooh, oh, Ebony Maw bit it. I wonder if that's gonna... Is that gonna make a difference? Oh, I got stunned, but... Ooh. Slow, 2 turns slow, that's not good. I wonder if I'll lose. Oh, I have offense up, though. That should help. Okay. Alright. Okay, that's the wrap. Alright, that's Arena back up to rank 2. And if there's anything anyone wants to see at any point, you know, my roster, or want me to go over anything, ISOs, whatever, you know, feel free to speak in the chat, and I can do that for you guys as well here, since this is a stream for you guys as well, too. Let's jump back into Alliance War and see what's going on here. Is there anything I can do yet? 200k Black Order. Oh, wow. The other 3 are like basically only like 15k. Ugh. I don't know if I'd want to waste any teams on that, to be honest. Oh, someone else is doing it. Okay, I'll come back in a minute or so. Well, we'll do some Dark Dimension 3. I haven't been doing it every day, so I've been forgetting to do some of this. So we will do what we can do today. We're on node 3 still. I haven't actually made it yet, 13 days. I definitely am not doing it every single day, but the only reason why I'm going back through it again is because of the supposed achievement rewards, which they're most likely going to be bringing out when Dark Dimension 4 goes live. I'm pretty sure it didn't come in this patch, so I want to get close to the end that way. I'm not sure if it's retroactive or not, so I want to get close to the end before I actually finish it, so that way I can get the additional rewards for that, which will take forever. I think it took like 30 days just for me to get through, 33 days it took for me to get my second run, so yes, I'm not actually doing it every day. Let's go with the Black Order to start here as well. This is like my biggest nightmare come to life, is going back into Dark Dimension 3 for a third time, because let me tell you, the first 8 nodes are not fun at all. They are the opposite of fun. So. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, that's what we're talking about here. Big damage. Not as much as I thought, though. At least ISOs are gonna... Oh, wow. Okay. Proxima almost bit that. Let's get a taunt on Colosseum. And like I said, ISOs are gonna help a little bit for Dark Dimension 3 as well, or just Dark Dimension in general, you know, for all the content. You're gonna be able to use ISOs now in pre-existing content, so that'll help other people, you know, push that a little bit further to make it a little bit easier for other people going through it now. Wow. Oh my god. Culpson is like getting wrecked. And we don't have an ultimate! Yep, he's dead. Wow, that didn't last very long. I hate this node so much. Stun. Let's get a stun on this. Well. Yeah, we don't have any debuffs on them either, so that's a huge... Oh my god. That's a huge problem. People are pretty quiet in the chat, unless my chat's bugged. Nobody really talking or saying anything. Still alive somehow. 2 turns of offense down. We really need to focus on that Miss Marvel though. Oh boy. Okay, we have the ultimate, we'll use that I guess. Oh, stupid shield security taunt, really? Oh, there it goes. Okay, we need to focus on this Miss Marvel, I think. We might be able to get this. I think we will use the ultimate, although I probably should have waited. Says there's still about 24 people here watching, so I don't see any chat, but hopefully I guess people are just playing in the background or something, listening to me, but we're gonna get this node down, guys. We got it. Okay, so node 3 is down. I was just making sure the chat wasn't busted because nobody had said anything for like 10 minutes, so I don't know if that happens on YouTube, but... Okay, this one is a bit of a pain as well. I don't, let's use a Phoenix. I will. I think we're gonna go for a suicide tea. And you know, the sad thing is that actually the symbiotes don't do very well in the first 4 nodes. They're actually pretty bad, mostly because of how much damage that those enemies do compared to the city lane, where they're actually lower power. But the first 4 nodes, they just completely get decimated. I could maybe run it with Shuri, but even then, I don't know if it's gonna make a huge difference. I'm just doing this mostly to kind of draw out some of the alts from this starting node. Yeah, they're not designed really for it. I mean, it's just sad because the first 8 nodes, for the most part, I mean, Black Order actually performs really well in the first 4 nodes, and then obviously the Phoenix combo or whatever you use Phoenix with. And unfortunately, you know, that's really what it's down to. Most people have Phoenix for the beginning, but this is, look at this. I'm gonna get absolutely wrecked here somewhere. I don't know if it matters who I hit, really. I didn't even have defense up, so he couldn't even clear those. Okay, but he is faster than... I want to blow Magneto's ult, though, so what we're going to do is we're going to... I think ability block Strife. I'm going to get wrecked pretty quickly here, but I want Magneto to use his ult, and preferably Merc Lieutenant to use his buff. Or do you already do? No, he didn't do it yet. I don't know if we're going to start out that long. Did Pyro get 2 turns? Pyro went with his ult. Why did that happen? I was hoping for the special. Anyways, I wanted that to happen. Now we're going to take the Phoenix team in and see what we can do with that. I think we still have a lot of abilities to deal with, though. There's a lot of bad crap in this node. Let's put it that way. This is like, you really need Phoenix to just wither them down with a special. The first 8 nodes in Dark Dimension suck big time. But once you get to the Cosmic, it's actually a lot more reasonable, and especially into the city. Like, I wouldn't say it's fun, but it's better, you know. So if they can tailor Dark Dimension 4 kind of the difficulty level of Cosmic, and then the power level is really sort of around that sort of level, then I would be fine with it. But if it's more like this, like the first 8 nodes, then God, it's gonna be like a train wreck. Who do I normally use? I forget here. Hela? Colossus? Oh wait, I got Colossus on the other side. Who else do we got? Emma Frost, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay. And Colossus. Where is he? Oh, where's Colossus? Here. That should be fine, I think. I have so many characters that's why it just doesn't matter. Doc Ock sucks in the first 4 nodes, as you would expect, because like the symbiotes suck. I haven't tested him in City, but someone in my alliance does, and actually said he's pretty decent. Now, I wouldn't necessarily get him over someone like Venom or Carnage or whatever, but I would, you know, if you have extra tech gear and you're wanting to invest into Doc Ock, then, you know, he is a decent extra character to put it alongside them. The regens and the deflex, particularly, actually, the deflex that and speed up that he gives to everyone else, to adjacent members, that's what helps. But not someone I would say, like, go out of your way to do. Okay, can we get a disrupt on this shield security? Yeah. Oh wait, we should have. Oh, that's fine. Oh boy, we survived somehow. Oh, that was good actually, because Greg's the one left standing. That worked really well. I'm actually going to extend this. I'm not going to stay out of stealth yet. Oh boy, actually. Okay, well. I don't have the blind yet either, unfortunately. So we need to focus on Merc Lieutenant. Those buffs are just horrific. I don't know if we're going to get very far. Oh, we got to the ult. Hey, that's positive. Ugh. That's a win. If you can get the special and the alt off, that's a win in Dark Dimension 3. If you can get to a second special somehow, that's even better. But the ultimate really helps. I'm not even going to waste my cooldowns at this point. But we almost got Merc Lieutenant down. I'm not really playing this seriously anyways because I've already cleared it twice. But, you know, hey, any damage I can get through a little bit quicker. It's really funny and kind of shows you the horrificness of Dark Dimension 3. That wasn't the word I was looking for, but just how laughable these sort of starting nodes are. Let's see, do I have anyone left? Who do I have left? The not so full Black Order, I guess. Black Bolt, Invisible Woman, Corvus Glaive is still alive. Ultron. Maybe I should. Oh, I probably should use Minerva actually. And then we'll get to Alliance War again. It looks like I got an update on my phone about Alliance War actually. Oop. Wow. Okay. Invisible Woman did like nothing. And is it just me or did they heal? Why is Merc Lieutenant like that? I thought he was in the yellow. Did he heal? Oh, sure he's healed. Okay, I wasn't paying attention. I guess there's nothing I can do about that. Everything went so fast. I don't know if I want to blow this or not because when I bring in my full Black Order team, they're going to do a lot better. I wonder if I should just not, I might just bail out and just leave it for tomorrow. Because he has all his full cooldowns and I don't want to use that here. And then if I bring in the whole Black Order team, then that'll be a lot stronger and I should be able to get through this, actually. So I don't... honestly, I don't see them being able to do that much, so I'm just going to quit. Since I'm not in a huge hurry to get this done, I don't want to cause any more problems, and ability energy refresh than I need to. So I don't know if that's worth going back in without my main teams. I don't see any of these characters doing anything really. Although I want to check actually what Minerva's ability energy is at. All right, have a good weekend, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Let's see what Minerva's ability energy is sitting at, actually. Otherwise, I don't think there's much point. There's just... there's just some things you can't do without Phoenix or the Black Order. Not well, anyways. I think we did have some smoky air up here a couple of days ago, because I think there were some more forest fires in California still, or... Oh my god. I didn't even get to see what her ability energy was at. I'm just gonna leave it for now. The weather is better, but it has been... Yeah. I think there were some additional forest fires down in the sort of Oregon, California way that came up this way earlier in the week, but I think things are better now. Actually, on top of all of that bad, the forest fires, we actually did have a fire at one of the ports nearby, one of the keys or something nearby, and that caused double smoke, on top of what was already coming up from Oregon and California. So yeah, it was like a rough 2 weeks previously. We're going to... What do we have? Alliance War still. Did they clear that team? 18 to 20. See, this is why I'm saying that my alliance is casual, because, you know, if you were in a pretty hardcore alliance, you would be seeing scores in the 100s or something, 200s, you know, after 1 hour. But no, we don't do that. So if we fight any teams that do that, chances are we're not going to win. It looks like someone failed, but they did just leave them up. 344, really, and still couldn't clear it. That's a bit surprising, actually, because power armor is normally pretty good against buffs. I do not want to waste my energy again on that. So unfortunately, we might not actually get to Alliance War necessarily during the stream. I don't want. I'm way too good for those kind of teams. Unfortunately, don't want to waste my attacks on that. I am really curious about ISO 8 in balanced PvP. I don't know if there's anyone out there in the stream still that wants to test this theory in a balanced PvP match. I want to see if they show up in PvP at all. I'm probably thinking not, but I just don't know if that's the case or not. It probably will in Classic Draft, but I don't know about balanced PvP. I guess I could just do a random match, but... Is anyone even... This suggests to me, the fact that this is back here, suggests to me that they're going to bring the milestones back, those milestones with the red stars, red star orbs, gold orbs, and whatever. I think they're going to bring this back, otherwise this wouldn't be up right now. So maybe Monday they might bring that milestone back. That would be nice, because that'll give extra red stars, gold or gold orbs, or whatever they want to throw in there. Some free stuff, because I don't know why they would keep this up for a whole month if there wasn't that. 700,000 on war defense. That's probably like tier 5 ISOs, like 7 yellow across the board. 7 yellow, 7 red. Just to check, actually, I could... let's see. I'm in the 600s, actually. So we'll check mine really quick here. Where am I? Here at the end. 603. 604, rounding up, is my Black Order team here on war defense, so... it's getting there, and with full ISOs and yellow stars, I can definitely see that, because Thanos is 156. So if you get tier 14, 7 red, you know, that's that times 5, right? So that's like 750 actually. So you could actually get all the way up to 750 probably, yeah, maximum or more. Have I tried healer on Hulk? I don't have any ISOs in Hulk. I'm not someone investing into Wave 1 Avengers or anything like that, so no. Unfortunately, I have not been investing any ISOs into Hulk, I'm afraid. Yeah, I think that the level 4 ISO is going to make a big difference, because that's an additional 10% health, so I think that'll boost the overall stat powers a fair bit. It looks like they're going down the middle, so maybe we should put a boost up somewhere. Any teams? Well, I don't know where they're going to attack, I guess, so... I'll just leave it for the moment, I guess. Do I have your contact info for in-game? I don't know. I have to change my... I don't know if I do or not, but otherwise just... I have a lot of free space on my contacts list if people want to... Okay, you can add me and then let me know when you've done that. So this is my player ID here, if you need that, so... Just let me know when you have that, and then we'll try and do something. I just want to see if it does show up or not. Nope. Nope. Hasn't. Oh, right there. There we go. That's right. And then we go into the contacts menu and versus balanced draft. I imagine it would show up in classic draft, but let's just see anyways, just to confirm. We'll do classic draft first and then do balanced draft after. Yeah, it does look like it. Okay, it looks like it's there. I'm actually not even gonna, I'm not gonna bother doing the match necessarily, unless you want to fight my Black Order, but it looks like there is the classes there, so I'm just gonna bail out of that. And we'll do the balance draft though to test. How do I? Oh yeah. I'm thinking it won't, but yeah, it looks like it's not. But well, that's your roster, so I'm looking at your roster, I guess, not my own roster. We can play for real. Well, let's just play a match for funsies then. Although it's kind of, I guess you can see my screen. I don't know if it matters or not. I wonder if they'll change that in the future, because I think that it could be a really good... I don't know how they could change it, actually, now that I think about it, because there's 5 different classes, so it's not like you could test ISO's in balanced draft because there's 5 classes, unless you could choose what class you want at the level 5. That could be interesting, but I imagine that would just add more time onto the draft that they... you know, that's the biggest complaint, really. I'm not going to pick Baron Zemo because he's... we know how OP he is. I hope that they do something with balanced draft. I just don't know what they'll need to do to make it more player in a way that more players are going to be okay with that, you know, because different people are talking about different fixes, and I don't know what the best fix is necessarily to the time part. Because I think if you actually remove the draft portion, I think that's the whole point of it, the banning phase and all that. So even if you removed it to 1 banning, you could remove the rejection part. I think that might be okay, but the banning part needs to stay, I think, still. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose. Let's try something different. Not playing this super seriously. I'm kind of glad that actually there isn't any major blitzes going on right now and PvP things, because I need a bit of a break after the Sinister event. So kind of glad that I think that's maybe what they're thinking about, you know, on the back of the Sinister event. You know, what are they going to do with new events going forward? Because I think a lot of people were unhappy that they had to do both blitz and PvP to get milestone. That you don't have to. You could compensate with, you know, more blitzing, but I don't think people enjoyed the fact that like 60% of the score of the points for that milestone really came from that. You know what? I'll let you have Ultron. I'm probably gonna get wrecked about it. Oh, now I'm definitely gonna get wrecked. The doctor is in. Doctor's in the house. 2 of them, because Mr. Sinister technically is a doctor too. I'm pretty sure. Is he? Red Skull was actually a doctor? A Nazi doctor? I actually, you know, I know very little about Reskull's or yeah. I think I only watched the Captain America. Wait a minute. Okay, my game just lagged. What just happened? A bunch of stuff happened, and I didn't see what actually happened. I loaded in, and Falcon was dead. So, all right. I guess my game lagged, because I don't even know what happened. I got stunned. How did I get stunned? Who stunned me? I'm so lost. Oh, Mordo. Mordo's blind. I didn't see it on my screen at all, so... This has happened before, where like I load in like super laggy, and like I'm half dead and I don't understand why. Oh, a lot of buffs there. Oh, defense up. Right, I forgot. Oh, well... Why isn't Sinister... Oh, Sinister is stunned, that's right. I was like, why hasn't he taken his turn yet? The bees! Release the bees! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Stunned Swarm. Oh, I should have healed. Oh, that's my bad. Ultron's gonna have his bots up, I think. Ooh. Oh. Oh, am I gonna lose to the bots? I might. Oh my god. Oh, I think I might. I'm gonna lose the bots. Swarm's not gonna have his AoE ready. Oh. Oh, okay, it's definitely over now. That was close. Oh, I almost killed him actually. I wouldn't have killed all the bots anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Unless I had offense up on Swarm versus Bleed. He's fairly resilient, actually, Swarm. At least in balanced mode. Okay, yeah. Just finish me at this point. This is what I call playing with your dinner. It was stupid Ultron and his bots. I was only half playing seriously, but, you know, actually, I thought that maybe Falcon might have lived a little bit longer than that. I really like Swarm and Balance. Like, I actually recently put Swarm T4s into Swarm's ultimate, and actually I can beat Black Order teams punching across in war, so that's really, really nice. There's very few people that can actually do that. And so I don't really have a whole lot left to do in the game this time around. I'm not really doing any blitz because there's nothing really that requires me to do it right now. And so we figured out that that there is no ISOs in Balance, but there is in... Wait a minute. Oh, hey, I just realized. This is classic draft, not balanced draft. This event here for the 29, it's classic draft. So for the random matches, so I guess they're moving on from. But this is gonna be like, so classic draft is like blind arena because every time I go in here, you know, just let's do the one for kicks. I don't have much to do. It's gonna be. Oh wait, classic draft? Is that what I meant to say? Oh no, not classic. Classic. Well, classic. Quick match is what I meant. I meant to say. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna. I didn't actually want to do that. I thought I got my. I was thinking quick match. Quick match is what I was thinking of. But yeah, classic can be really unbalanced as well. So sorry to that guy who I just bailed out of. I was thinking quick match. I thought this was quick match, which is basically like blind arena essentially, because everyone was just going with their Black Order team and or whatever their top team would have been. Huh. Yeah, classic. I assume it's up there that they're going to bring a new milestone out. Hope everyone's getting on with their full Matrix milestone. The rewards are just crazy. I can't believe they're actually giving you like level 3 ISOs from the rewards for that every day. And looking at the ISO orbs, I kind of wanted to buy one of these, but you're getting, what is it? 15 tier 1s at the lowest. Actually, that's not even the lowest. You can get, oh wow. You can get as low as 7. Guarantees 1 of 7 tier 1s. I was looking at this. This is where it looked really good. You have a 15% chance to get a level 5 ISO. That is... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Oh, even it gets worse. Okay, so maybe it's not as good as I thought it was. Okay, so it's at like a minimum. It seems like level 1s, level 2s kind of ISOs. So I thought that you had a 15% chance of getting level 5s. I was like, oh my god. So it looks like it's quite rare then. So 0.03% times 25 might be like... math, like just under 1%, I think, maybe for level 5 ISO, and then a little bit more for level 4s, but maybe it's not as good as I thought it was. Although there is 3 pillars, I suppose. I've not bought an ion orb yet. Hopefully I don't have to. What I find interesting is that they call it a T1 ISO. So like the crystals, they're called T1 crystals. So that means that they're really planning ahead in terms of the ISOs. That there's going to be level tier 2, tier 3, and like so. Not only do you have tier 1, level 1, you know, and then you get tier 1 up to level 5. But it sounds like down the line, maybe when level caps increase and things like that more, that they're going to come out with like a tier 2, a tier 3. And whatever, you know, and so instead of a green border, maybe it'll be a yellow border or whatever color, anyways, like a different color. And so that seems like what they're, because I realized that I kind of forgot about this T1 portion. I'm like, what does that mean? And because I thought this was tier 1, you know, but yeah, I guess that's what they're planning down the line probably. So hopefully everyone's clearing their milestone, lots of good stuff in there, and get rolling on those ISOs. I've barely been spending any gold for these milestones. Now that Emma Frost isn't in and I maxed out Scream, there's really not a whole lot of reason for me to spend gold at the moment. Looks like I have some energy to... Oh crap, I didn't pick up my daily energy. I forgot about that. Here we go. Okay, let's spend some of this, I guess. Sometimes I forget when I'm doing my live stream to pick up the energy. I do need to farm some more of these for Thanos, I think. Do I have any 12s left? Ugh. What's that? Brawler armor? 1, and 2 more brawler armors. The drop rates don't seem to be all that good. Like I can farm 10 of them and I get maybe 2. I don't know if that's really a good drop rate or not. Do I have any damage ones I can farm? Nope, already done that. Health. I try to focus the health and damage ISOs first because I think that's going to make the biggest difference on your character. But at this point, I just want to get Thanos to 5 as soon as possible because he is the biggest bulk of my damage on my Black Order team. Oops. Oh, I can do that. Alright, got some more. What are these, the side ones? Are these blaster? Blaster focus. Okay, I got a lot of those, it seems. And do we have any 12s here? We'll do a couple more. Oh, one more for Thanos. Okay, so, do I have any blaster? I'm not really using blaster ISOs right now because Black Order doesn't have any blasters. So, I put level 1 into Thor. I gave him Raider, I think. That's Raider. And Ultron has healing for some reason. I don't know, just... I didn't really feel like... I don't know what I would give Ultron, actually. Maybe Skirmisher. All of his attacks are single target. And his... That's probably all I can think of, other than Healer. Or Barrier? Maybe Fortifier at level 5, actually. Because the longer he stays alive with barriers and things like that, you know, he might need it more, because he doesn't have red stars. Spawn with Barrier? That might be helpful. Black Bolt is level 3, though. I did give him the level 3 Blaster ISO, so he is a Striker level 3. And then... I don't know, maybe I might just give these to some people just for some extra damage. Give, I think Negasonic probably Raider as well. Just a lot of AoE damage. Do I have some tier 1 ISOs I can equip here? Oh, only one of these. Blaster health. Just so I can get some of my War Offense teams with some starting Raiders at least. Because Raider's not a terrible starting one, because it does give you the 15% crit. So that's not terrible. And I think Negasonic is a fair, decent amount of damage on the X-Force War Offense, so... Who else do we have for blasters that I'm using? Cable, I guess, is also a blaster. Cyclops, I don't have any of that. I don't have any more of these, though. These are level 1s here. I'll hold off on them, I guess, for now. I did get that 6 red Cyclops pull on my Scream red star, so I am looking forward to getting him to 6 red pretty soon. My Black Bolt ISOs are Striker for the moment. I personally think that's better for him, the flat out damage increase. You could go Raider, but I don't know if it's necessary or not. He does so much damage already that I think the extra bonus attack could help, because the follow-up for his ISO bonus attack is obviously going to clear more positive stats effects as well, so you might be able to get more clearing out of that. And he's going to get a flat damage increase, which he already does a lot of damage. Depending on the character, I do kind of prefer Striker to Raider in some instances, because I'd rather have the flat damage than the crit chance, because crit chance is RNG, whereas Striker is not. So at the end of the day, that you're definitely gonna get the damage bonus all the time, whereas for Raider you might not. If a character has a lot of AoE attacks, though, I would recommend Raider. So that's why I gave Corvus Glaive Raider, Negasonic, anyone that has 2 or more attacks that are AoE or a group attack, I would definitely put on Raider. He obviously has a big one on his ult, but the rest of his attacks are single target. You probably won't go wrong either way. I wouldn't give him Skirmisher, I don't think. But Striker or Raider, you could do. Rocket, I would give Raider for sure if I had extra ISOs, which I don't right now. Punisher probably would use Raider as well. Again, more AoE. Cable, I don't know. He's kind of fast, isn't he? So I might give him Skirmisher actually. Can't believe I have a 74k Cable. That's because I got lucky on a 6 red pull. And yeah, I mean, I'll be working on my ISOs as the days and weeks go on. I'm just really focusing on my Black Order to level 5 just to make myself more arena competitive and make sure I solidify my spot there, because making sure that I'm arena competitive means more power cores, which means more prizes, which means more orbs that I can purchase and more energy refreshes, whichever energy I choose. So that's why I'm doing that, and I think that's probably more important for me longer term. For more earlier and mid-game players, I would recommend spreading out your ISOs a little bit, at least to level 3 on more people that you need for clearing campaigns, clearing Dark Dimension, raids, whatever. I'll be moving on to my raid team, my symbiotes, after I finish up my Black Order and access ISOs will be going towards my symbiotes as well. What was I going to do? I need to spend my energy. My regular energy. Although, actually, doesn't the milestone reset today? Does it? So, I should... Oh no, it's another day. Never mind. Do more. I always farm the heck out of do more because there's a lot of orange gear in here, mini uniques and all that. So if you are at the point where you have do more unlocked, I would definitely recommend doing this as well because, you know, stacking up all these mini uniques as much as you can going into level 80 and gear tier 15, you know, it's better to have it more than less. So I always farm these nodes, and same with the catalyst, the damage catalysts and the health catalysts. And all these are really good, and some of these purple gear as well. And you get more gold out of the do more, very slightly. I think like 250 more gold per win, but hey. 2 mini uniques there, and we'll do 3 over here. This is tempting. This offer was tempting, but I don't like spending unless I need to, so I am going to take a pass on that because I do actually have a lot of power cores. As you guys can see, I have about 12,000 power cores. I'm a little bit disappointed that I wasn't able to use my power cores on Scream orbs. Now, there is this Parasite orb, but we all know that the event orbs are kind of crappy, and the chances of actually pulling a pink in the middle or, you know, 16, 14 plus orb shards, whatever they are, you know, is very low. So I'm not going to waste, you know, at a bare minimum, I think you get 2 to 4 shards on the side, so that's not worth, you know, 500 cores. Now, if I could get, like, one of these Bright Persona orbs for 675, but for Scream, I would probably have pulled that and done a free opening rather than paid for it. And unfortunately, since Anti-Venom is not a Blitz, although fortunately that he is an event, you know, I'm glad that he is an event, I don't know if an Anti-Venom orb is going to show up in the store for me to purchase. I was hoping that maybe this patch particularly I would get some free unlocks, some free character unlocks with all the cores that I have, but yeah, I don't think that's happening. Obviously She-Hulk's going to be a Blitz, but nope, that's not happening. I'm going to skip She-Hulk this time around, so she is not getting... I don't think... I'm definitely not paying. She's 100 shards too. Like, who in their right mind is... maybe I shouldn't say that because there might be some people in this chat who are going to buy She-Hulk, perhaps, but I just... Also, what's up with her head? Like, I'm pretty sure her head looks a bit larger, or maybe her neck's too short, but there's something wrong with that head. I don't think it was I don't think it was done very well. The banners that has She-Hulk, like the startup thing is fine, but this just does not look very good. This is almost on par with the Emma Frost face. Whoever does faces for the game, sometimes it's very miss. I don't know. Like Phoenix is fine, but I don't know. Some characters just... That head just seems overly large for the body. Is that just me? I don't know. I've been looking at this a lot, and I'm like, there's something about that. But I'm surprised that she's a 100 shard unlock. You know, if she was 45 shards, maybe I would have just unlocked her with cores just for kicks. But I don't think I'm gonna really pull many red stars for her either. I'm quite disappointed actually with She-Hulk. Yeah, she's gonna be a Blitz, probably not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. So I think we're looking at a October 15th Blitz, probably, which means that she's gonna be in the offers next week, probably like Monday or Tuesday, coming up. So her offer should be coming up pretty soon once Scream leaves the red stars, and I imagine that she's going to be on offer. But looking at my dates, yeah, we're looking at probably a Thursday, October 15th Blitz, and then there'll be that, and then the following Blitz on the 22nd, and then I believe, or I imagine Anti-Venom's event is going to be running sometime probably in that third week of October. I imagine they'll start it and run it for like 10 days or something. Anti-Venom is like, yeah, if you're around for Cyclops, Cyclops' event or Ghost Rider's event, I think it's going to be identical to that. You're going to get orb fragments for winning Blitz matches, and then you're going to use those fragments to open the unique Anti-Venom orb, and then that orb is going to have its own milestone. You know, the more of those orbs you open, the more shards you'll get to further that milestone. But there will be a second milestone with the Masked Caper trait, where you'll just clear that, probably get some fragments out of the other milestone, and some shards as well, where you just use the Masked Caper trait. And if you saw my video on Anti-Venom, they do have that up on msf.gg. And they have the list of all the Masked Caper trait characters, which isn't in the game yet, but likely will be coming soon. So if you blitz and do other game modes with the Masked Caper trait, you'll get more points in this other milestone, and that'll get you probably shards and orb fragments for that orb. So that's probably how, that's 90% likely how it's going to happen. But it shouldn't be too hard. As long as you play regularly, like, I don't imagine it'll be hard for you to get 4-star. I didn't buy an offer for Negasonic, and I managed 4.5 star basically out of that event, the Unity event, and Cyclops was the same way. I got 4-star, I'm pretty sure, on him as well, and Ghost Rider. So 4-star should be more than reasonable for most characters. If you want to push to 5-star, you're probably looking in offer territory though, or paying for the event or whatever happens if you want to get 5. I'm gonna have to really make a decision, I guess, because Anti-Venom is gonna be really good. We know he's gonna be good, and I'm gonna have to decide if I'm opening up my wallet and ponying up for his offer, because it might depend on red stars. Personally, if I get 4 or 5, I might just have to take a hiatus on purchasing offers, you know, next patch, because I can't sustain this kind of spending for me personally. You know, I'm not getting paid for things that I do, and unlike others who, you know, can do that, it's just not something I think that I'm going to be able to do well. So, if I do buy Anti-Venom's offer, I'm going to be taking a break on the next patch for offers, or at the very least, only doing it via cores. So, I was hoping to get Anti-Venom unlocked via cores because I thought he was going to be a blitz. Again, glad he's not a blitz, so that's more player friendly for everyone else. But at the same time, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't think there's going to be Anti-Venom orbs though, unfortunately. Maybe I got lucky with my Negasonic orbs that I got her like 30, 40 out of 130, and I didn't buy an offer, so maybe I just blitzed more, I don't know, and got more of those fragments for her. And I'm pretty sure they even gave us like free orbs, because they basically admitted how crappy the milestone was and said we screwed up, and they gave us additional orbs. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more to go over, I don't think. Just kind of hoarding until we, I don't know, Emma Frost milestone comes back again, or when I'll be doing a massive milestone orb opening video when the Symbiote Spider-Man goes into the orbs. I'll probably have up to like 300 milestone orbs by next week, probably. So, yeah, I'll be doing a massive milestone orb opening to see how many shards I can get for him when that goes live. Yeah, I can show you my Brotherhood team. I am using Brotherhood 2.0, the newer one. I do have Blob and Toad leveled up. I actually really love Blob. I don't know why. His counterattack on his passive is really good, and he actually hurts quite a bit, because normally he's got offense up from the start of the battle. So he's a really strong character, actually, for that reason. And actually, I was contemplating at a time doing Solid Mass at level 5, because that guarantees the crit, the counterattack on him. And what's interesting, though, is it says chance to counter attack. So if you're using Skirmisher, Skirmisher on Blob, I'm pretty sure that his counter attack would actually trigger the Skirmisher vulnerability thing, because it does actually say, I don't have him, but it says now, they actually corrected the text here. It says these effects can also occur on assists and counterattacks. But I tested this out with Baron Zemo, and Baron Zemo's passive that does the explosion, which is very similar to Captain Marvel's explosion, doesn't trigger vulnerability. So I guess it depends on the wording of the text, specifically if it's what it does, but Blob should trigger that. Is there anything particular about my Brotherhood that you wanted to know about, or were interested in seeing, or talking about? This is just what I'm using currently. I use Mystique and actually I don't even use Sabretooth. Sabretooth's been dropped. I use a Ultron team, or Marauder Ultron team. So I use Mystique, Emma Frost, Sinister, Strife, and Ultron. I actually don't use Sabretooth at all in my Alliance War. Hey, no worries. You can always rewatch it later if you like about the stream. We'll probably go for a little bit longer, you know, if people want to see certain things, but otherwise, probably nearer to the end. I can go check my Fantastic Four really quick here. And I fixed my settings, so if anyone noticed or anyone jumped in late to my stream, I did fix the my user interface looks a little bit different. I have some stuff at the bottom and I'm on the side now. We're streaming from the Sanctum Sanctorum from Doctor Strange's headquarters, and I fixed my chat in the corner. So today was quite a bit of an improvement, at least on my my setup for that. So let's jump over to the Fantastic Four here. Skirmisher definitely on Taskmaster, hands down. You know, because if it works properly, assuming that the game actually works like that, and you know it lines up, that means Taskmaster is applying Skirmisher, vulnerability every single time that he assists, and that is crazy. Or he counterattacks when he gets hit, I believe, as well. So that'd be nuts. And if you get Skirmisher to level 3, he's clearing a positive effect on. Well, actually, now that I'm trying to think, is that good? Because he steals, right? Or copies and steals. So do you want him to clear? Because that follow-up attack on the counterattack or the assist could cause him to just clear. Now what happens first? Is he stealing it for himself, or is he clearing it? Because there could be a problem with that. But in theory, it could be really good because he's doing it so frequently. At the very least, he's going to be applying vulnerability. I'm just a bit concerned about... Yeah, and same with Miss Marvel. Anyone that assists across the board really should probably have Skirmisher, but my concern with Taskmaster is whether or not he's clearing or stealing, or you know what happens with the extra buffs. But I could see this, what I think happens actually. So when Skirmisher clears buffs, I'm pretty sure it bypasses resistance. So if you were to use that against, say, a Juggernaut or someone who has a crap ton of buffs, I'm pretty sure if he's got vulnerability and you're fighting him with a Skirmisher, that it's just going to clear automatically. Even taunts, things like that, I'm fairly certain it bypasses any resistance check, because it's this new purple, you know, thing. And I don't think focus and resistance matters in that case, because when you're being attacked by someone who applies vulnerability, it always applies anyway. So focus and resistance doesn't matter in this regard. So I can see some pretty interesting combinations of Skirmisher characters, clearing characters like Thanos, or anyone with high resistance. Call Obsidian, Juggernaut, you know, all these big tanks that have lots of buffs, that once people start having level 3 and above, level 5 and stuff, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, I'm just going to check Human Torch, but the Skirmisher tag at level 5 clears 2 positive effects. So I mean, think about that really, is that every time you're assisting or whatever, or counterattacking, or just regular attacking, you're clearing 2 positive effects. And if that's guaranteed, and that bypasses the resistance check, like, you could be hitting through some of these tanks really, really quickly. You know, whether it's Arena or Colossus, for example. Colossus, Colosseum, anyone with high resistances, you know, you could just shred through them. So that could impact the way we see Arena. That could upend Arena in a way, or even just War, or, you know, any competitive mode using the Skirmisher level 5. Now, I know a lot of people are using Raider over Skirmisher right now, but once you get higher level, especially level 3 onwards, level 3 and level 5, I could see Skirmisher being a lot more valuable. And actually, they get 50% focus at level 5. I didn't even see that. You get 50% focus just for having a level 5 Skirmisher. That's a lot. That's a lot of extra focus. I didn't see that part because it's like right at the bottom, I guess. Did the other ones have that? No, just crit chance. I don't know. That was the only one that I saw that actually gives stat bonuses. Does Fortifier give resistance? No, it doesn't. It doesn't even do that either. Huh. Yeah, I never saw that focus part. I don't know if that was new or not. I didn't see it before. But that's a lot. So yeah, that's quite interesting, I think, with ISOs. I think that going forward, you know, once more people have more level 3s and are testing it a bit more, and even level 5, you know, there's going to be a lot of more stuff to talk about. Maybe there might be new counters to existing teams in Arena, for example. Like maybe there might be a new setup with skirmishers or other ISO classes that allow you to kill the Black Order a little bit easier than before. Maybe not, because they're also going to have ISOs, but, you know, I think it's quite interesting to think about. Now, I'm not quite there yet. I don't have a broad enough set of ISOs on all of my characters as I'm kind of focusing in on my Black Order team. But, you know, down the line as we get further along in the ISO system, I think that would be quite cool. You know, obviously my Black Order... I don't expect my Black Order to be dominant forever. I do probably expect them to be that way at least until the end of the year. I don't know what kind of characters that they would need to bring out probably next patch. We're on 4.4, right? So 4.5 will be in November, looking at my calendar, and then we might have a 4.6 like end of December, mid-December, something like that. So I don't know what kind of characters that we're going to need to see. Maybe a new legendary character. I kind of think whatever the next legendary character is going to be after Doc Ock, which will be my guess January, February time, I think it's going to be pretty strong. I think every second, not always the case, but you know, Doc Ock wasn't completely overwhelming, so I expect the next legendary to be fairly overpowered, or you know, creating some new meta to a degree. So I don't know who that's going to be. There was some rumors by other content creators suggesting characters like Spider-Gwen, aka Ghost Spider, or Black Knight, I heard thrown around. But now that we have the Marvel movies being thrown back to, what, 2021 at this point, that I don't know if how that's going to impact character releases. We still don't have Red Guardian, who was supposed to come from the Black Widow movie, and that was pushed back. So who knows what they're going to do with relation to new character releases. Of course, there's been a lot of rumors thrown around for even next patch. You know, there people are talking about on, and even the official Marvel Strike Force Facebook page, you know, was talking about Gambit and Rogue, and I think some other comments were made about other characters. Was it Batroc or some other weird villain character that I don't really know much about, and a Quantum Team supposedly. I could see that being the next legendary. If there's any characters that release that there's 2 farmable and 3 new characters, guarantee you that's going to be a legendary set of release, because they always do this. This is since the Asgardians, that there was 3 new characters. And 2 old characters, they were made for Black Bolt, and then the Inhumans that had 3 new characters. You know, so I expect the next team to have, you know, if there's 3 new characters with 2 existing characters, guarantee you that's going to be a legendary team. So keep that in mind when you're playing this game, that they haven't really broken the mold too much, other than Phoenix, which was really messed up, as we all know, that, you know, the villain Mystic controllers, aside from Hela, but they were called, like, I don't know who wrote the storyline for the Phoenix event. If you read the text, it's like, how would these people ever come together in, you know, like, in what world do they even have villain Mystic controller? I know who they are, but like Hand Assassin, Nobu, there's no correlation to any of these characters other than Loki and Hela now. Like Nobu, Mordo, and Ronin, like I don't know in what world. Maybe the Hand and Mordo, like I don't know if there would have been any connection between them. But definitely not like Ronin and Nobu and Ronin and Mordo, really. So that was a really messed up release for Phoenix. And it was the only 6-star. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe there might be another 6-star legendary down the line. And who knows? You know, I could see them... Yeah. Well, you know, I still got Phoenix the first pass, actually, when they announced that. But I had to, like, really laser... Like, who the hell shard farms Hand Assassin, right? Even back then, like, nobody would have touched them. So I think I was at, like, 4.5-star Hand Assassin at the time. And I just laser focused, literally. I power cord and everything to get Hand Assassin up. And I made it. So a lot of that was just from opening premium orbs at the time. Obviously, premium orbs now are a bit tougher because the percentage goes down even more every single time a character is added into it. But at the time, you know, when Phoenix came out, you know, there was less characters. So technically the chances of getting a single character was a lot higher. But now we're looking at, what, 0.77% to get a single character that you're looking for, which is pretty atrocious. Like, I wouldn't even, like... Even if I had like 100 premium orbs, I wouldn't. The chances of you getting one specific character is extremely low. I don't know. I think they really need to remove. Minerva and Yo-Yo are so far from being game breaking that I think they need to be actually farmable at this point, because there's no reason to really hide them. I don't think, other than the fact that Yo-Yo is obviously usable, could be usable in the Ebony Maw event, but I don't think there's any reason to block both Minerva and Yo-Yo. I thought that because Minerva was available in the July login calendar, that they were going to actually make her more available, because I thought that's what they were leading up to, but it appears that they still haven't done that yet, so I'm really disappointed in that one. Do I think that there'll be a ISO Flash event? I hope so. I think that could be really interesting. Now, who would they use for that? I have no idea, but I don't think they would just use bio characters or anything like that, but I don't know. What kind of tags have they not? Yeah, that would be hilarious. Ravagers. Only if they bring out a new character. Like, I don't even know. There's only 4. There's only 4. Maybe that's what they need, a 5th character, and then sure. Then I have a reason to upgrade my my Ravagers to 7-star. And I know it's Ravager Bruiser, but I'm disappointed. He's my only character at 2 red. I've looked through my entire roster, and he is the only one sitting at 2. I have everyone at 3 or higher, other than him. So if he ever becomes usable, he's not going to be very good, because I only have him at... And the fact that I even have him this high, I may have said it earlier, but I actually bought an offer for Ravager Bruiser like 2 years ago, because he was the character that I used to unlock Star-Lord. Because back then, there was very few characters that you could actually use to unlock Star-Lord. Most people did have Ravagers because of that. And I was really desperate to unlock Star-Lord at the time, so I bought a Ravager Bruiser offer, and it was really sad because he was still a crappy character. But yeah, I mean, if you look at the bottom of my roster, you know, it's basically the same. You know, these are the worst of the worst. So Ravager, Hand Blade Master actually isn't terrible. So if you are doing the Hand Catalyst event, he does hit fairly hard. But I decided to go with Hand Archer because he was more farmable to get to 7-star at the time. But I do have a 5 Hand Blade Master. He's not the worst. Aim Researcher also isn't the worst. If you need him for for Villains Chapter 7, if you're using an aim team, then the sustainability of Aim Researcher and Scientist Supreme is usually a bit better. Merc Sniper's crap. Merc Soldier's crap. If I see anyone with like a Merc Sniper or a Merc Soldier on War Defense with Taskmaster, clearly using the wrong team, and that's like the worst version of the Merc team. Killmonger version of War Defense for Mercs is the way to go. Ravager Stitcher, the worst of the worst, next to Nebula. Aim Infector, also the worst of the worst. Anyone using an aim team with Aim Infector doesn't know what they're doing, in my opinion. And yeah, well, I mean, did you watch? If anyone here watched my, who was it? Electro, my Electro red. No, sorry, my Doc Ock Red Star opening. I pulled an Elite 5, and I got a 6 red Hand Sorceress. It was a gold in the center. I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be a 6 or a 7 Doc Ock. And who is it? It's frickin' Hand Sorceress. That really hurt. So this was yeah, it was tragic. It was very tragic. But actually, I don't think I got anything good in that one. I think that was I got a 6 red Hand Sorcerers and a 6 shield security, I think. I mean, the shield security is not terrible, actually, but, you know, shields not as good as they were before. Beast, I haven't really worked on him. They should make him farmable soonish, actually. I'm trying to look at my... I have this thing. What was I looking for? My spreadsheet is what I meant to say. Here. And normally I bring this... Oh, didn't mean to bring that up. So, here. So, I mean, I guess we're getting Symbiote Spider-Man. This is probably... I'm going to need to change this. So, I'm assuming that he's going to be made farmable here on Wednesday. You know, if they come quicker than that, that'd be great. But normally it's the first Wednesday of every month. So, that would be the 7th of October. 2020, so we get added in there. How many days has it been since he was made or since he came out? So we can do this here. I think I did this right, didn't I? With, oh no, what's the date today? Today's, I have to change this. October 03, 2020. Oh, I screwed up my values. What happened? Stupid. Oh, right, that's right. Symbiote Spider-Man days between that would be this, the way that these work here. It's like that date and this date. Is that right? No, that's not right, is it? Oh, that's Blob. So it's been 241 days since Symbiote Spider-Man got released before he's made... I'm not even going to say farmable, but, you know, orb farmable. So that's how many months? 8 months? So... milestone orbs. Normally, I've just been, like, keeping track of character releases and sort of where they're going and the data for that. I only started doing that recently, though, since Toad. So I'm just keeping track of people as they come along and seeing how many days there are in between releases and how bad they've been. Because right now we're looking at, if we weren't including Captain Marvel, who technically went a very long time without being farmable until now, then we're looking at, and Symbiote Spider-Man, of course. We are looking at Red Skull currently, who has been 192 days since Red Skull's pre-release offer. And he's not farmable yet, so I don't see why not, because they had the offer, was it last week? They had that Red Skull offer for like 100 shards. You could buy twice, I think? Like 100 shards for, I don't know, $6 or whatever the $3, $4, $5. I don't know what the offer was, but, you know, so... he should be farmable. Honestly, Red Skull's team is pretty easy to beat now. If anyone unlocked Baron Zemo, like, he just completely, like, wrecks Red Skull. And so, I don't know why he's not farmable yet. And then after that, we're looking at the Black Order, which I think, honestly, I think they're going to hold it back further. They're going to hold it back for as long as they possibly can, because probably up until the third Ebony Maw Pass, at least. I think between... these new symbiote characters and for the Black Order, that's where they're making a crap ton of money off of their offers. So I wouldn't be surprised if they hold it as long as possible before releasing the 3 of them. But after Red Skull, it should be Taskmaster. Assuming they skip Black Order, it'll be Taskmaster. So this month we should see... honestly, we should see both of them. They really need to give us more because they're starting to clog up. The backlog is starting to get bad. So they should really be giving us Red Skull here. I don't know if you can see this very well in this. I think it's there. Red Skull and Taskmaster, they should give us this month. Obviously, if they're going to give us Black Order, hey, I'm not going to complain. But I just don't think that they will. And so really at that point, we have Red Skull, Taskmaster, and they gave us Ironheart super early. She was actually only 65 days since she got released on her pre-release offer before they made her farmable. That's crazy. And she wasn't even a legendary unlock character. I think that the money they made on an Ironheart was so terrible. Also, if you guys were paying attention, or if you really read any stuff online, Ironheart was bugged from the get-go. She didn't apply the defense down properly against Red Skull because people were using Ironheart or Power Armor 2.0 to beat Red Skull at the time. And that was bugged. So there was a huge mess about Ironheart, and maybe that's why that happened. And then obviously Domino, Negasonic, and X-23, which also didn't go that long. Domino said here 106 days for Domino. I don't know if this is accurate. June, July. Yeah, I think I don't think that's accurate. I think I screwed up the dates here. My formula's messed up, actually. It would be this date here. 85 days, it looks like, for Domino. And then 63 days for Negasonic, and 77 for X-23. So 2 to 3 months for the X-Force before they became farmable. And we're looking at... how long are we? Actually, that's messed up as well. Taskmaster's still ongoing, so I think we're probably looking at least 5 months, over 5 months on Taskmaster at this point. So Red Skull's sitting at 6.5 months. Taskmaster's sitting at probably about 5 months. So yeah, there's no reason to be holding them back at this point. So I don't know. If we see... I have this strange feeling that we're gonna see Squirrel Girl before the Black Order. Which I won't mind too much, only because I have a 7 red, but, you know, hey. So, that's that. Yeah, if anyone wants to see anything else about my roster, or has some questions about ISOs or anything like that, otherwise I don't think I really have much left to do in the game. We cleared the raids. My alliance is being super freaking slow on Alliance War, so there hasn't been anything new activity here, unfortunately. A lot of campaign characters do end up either in the Blitz store or one of the main stores, anyways. Maybe I'll fight this. I'll fight this team. Who do I normally use against Sinister 6? I normally use AIM, and actually, I beat a Doc Ock team with my aim, and that was disappointing because like I thought they were better than that, but I should have filmed it actually, but it was late at night I think, and I did it for my phone. I don't want to waste any good team, but they do have a lot of burst damage, so I don't want to underestimate it either. Oh, and apparently X-Force can beat Doc Ock teams as well, which is also super disappointing a little bit. They can one-shot and punch up, I think. I think Doc Ock and Sinister Six are probably better on the offense than they are on defense, even though they have a lot of things to support them on defense. I just think there's too many teams that can counter them on the defense, but on the offense, Doc Ock teams can actually clear Black Order. So to me, that sounds like a much better use than all of these other teams that could potentially counter them on the defense. I'd rather use them against the Black Order, which is very hard to kill still. There is 2 people in my lines who do use them on defense, but then I saw how they died and how they got up-punched against X-Force, and I was like, wow, that's kind of disappointing, because they were a pretty strong team. It was like 340k or something like that, and they lost to a 280 X-Force, 70 X-Force or something. So that's a bit disappointing. Honestly, this is probably a bit of a waste too, using my X-Force against this team, but I have a lot of teams, and so I often don't get to use my lower level teams because I only have so many energy, and I have a lot of attack teams right now. Oh, I love it. I love X-23. I need to raise her a little bit more, I think. Honestly, I think Deadpool had the weakest rework out of all of them. I actually really like the Cable rework. Oh, and I pulled a 5-red Domino, so hopefully that improves her survivability when I use her in Blitz and other game modes, because that's why the rework to Deadpool was so underwhelming, because often Domino couldn't survive long enough for Deadpool to revive. The fact that Cable gets speed bar on his basic, like 80% on his basic when he doesn't have a charge, that's really good. And it's a lot of extra turn bar for him. And since my Cable is 6 red, he actually hits fairly hard. But yeah, that was an easy battle. Oh, he's not dead yet? Okay. Yeah, that probably was a waste, but... oh well. Let's see what's behind that. We'll clear up these attacks on Alliance War, and then if anyone has any questions about ISOs or anything in my roster and wants to see something, then feel free to let me know, and then otherwise we'll probably just call it a day for the stream. I haven't had lunch. I need to eat some lunch, actually. So I didn't eat before the stream. I forgot because I was doing all this technical stuff. I don't know if I... see, these teams are really low, and honestly, my teams are so powerful that like this is a bit of a waste. You know, I got this 467 Symbiotes, 420 X-Men, 367 AIM, Inhumans, Fantastic Four, Defenders occasionally, which I use against AIM if I see them, Brotherhood 2.0, Doc Ock, Baron Zemo, and Power Armor, and it's Supernatural. So starting from there, I get like starting from X-Force is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have like a lot of teams actually. I don't always use Defenders because they kind of suck and they're only good against certain teams. I have a lot of offensive teams actually. So you can get a total of 12 attacks, of course, if you burn all of your spare energy, which actually I might do now just so I can refresh it in the store, in the Blitz store. But I'm gonna have to remember to come back in like 5 hours to attack. So we can buy these here. I don't know why I have so many Blitz credits all of a sudden. Maybe because we've kind of taken a bit of a back seat a little bit on war. We're being a little bit more casual, so I'm not expending as much resources as I used to. Also, these aren't really a great deal, but they're not the worst. 1,000 credits, if you're blitzing a lot, 1,000 credits for 5 ABCs might be worth it, but I wouldn't buy it for the blue ones. Yeah, so... I didn't actually check my store today. Did I? I would have bought this. Why didn't I buy these? I think I forgot to check my store this morning. Maybe that's why it's all there. I'm really low on these things. These superior MRIs, the orange biogear pieces that you need, and especially with anti-venom around the corner. I don't know how many I need to actually get them to 14, but I'm going to have to look that up because I'm really low on this particular piece, and I need to get more of these. But I don't want to spend gold on it. I'd be willing to spend raid credits and war credits, maybe, and just hope I get lucky in the orange gear orb, but yeah, I need more of those. I'll buy one of those. Oh, they're there, actually, so I don't... It's a lot of raid credits. I wouldn't normally recommend doing this, and I would just farm it. Apparently, there's only like 1 or 2 nodes with this item on it, so that's why it's really hard to come by. And I have so many arena credits. You know what? Just for kicks, let's open like 5 Kingpin Vault Orbs, because, you know, I just have I have nothing to do with them. Like, I have so many arena credits that they need to give me something else to do with them. Because I'm consistently under 10 in arena that I just get so... Oh my god! What does that mean? Oh, I've never seen a gold drop before. Okay. Wasn't all that fancy, but I've never actually seen a gold pillar from them. Oh, another gold pillar on the left. So, looks like a gold pillar means 10 orange catalysts, and then pink means 10 purple gear, I guess. More Kingpin shards that I don't need. Some decent training modules though, so I don't really have the training module crunch, because people were complaining about a training module crunch a little bit in during the Emma Frost milestones, because people were spending a lot of gold, but I don't really run into that, and I know it's probably a problem, but it's not a problem for me, fortunately, I suppose. They're not amazing deal. I would not recommend anyone really opening Kingpin orbs, but hey, if you're in like a situation like me and have like tons of arena credits, I guess you can do it from time to time. Well, I mean, I think the reason why I'm not in a training module crunch is because that I'm not actively leveling many characters anymore, because I think most of my meta characters are at level 70 or 65 and above, and the only time I'm using training modules usually is like brand new characters like Scream. Like I spent a ton of training modules getting her up to 75, but I'm not really leveling too many of my older characters anymore, so I guess it's kind of evened out for me. Anything in the war store worth picking up? Not really. Not today. So let's check the... what was I looking for? I was looking for a... No, I picked up a 6 red Sinister recently out of here with my gold credits that I got from Dark Dimension 3. And I think I'll probably get a 6 red Cull Obsidian, but I'm going to wait until he's farmable or I get 6 yellow through other means. And I did pick up a 5 red Emma Frost. So those are the changes that have been made recently to my Red Star purchases. I might buy a 4 Negasonic, but I haven't decided on that one. And I need to save credits for getting a 5 Scream whenever she does come down the line, because I only got a 4, and I want to get her to 5. And we'll see about Anti-Venom when I do the pulls for him. Now, I wouldn't recommend buying too many of these, especially now because we're getting a lot of ISOs right now through the event. But I have been buying ones that I have 0 of, just so I can get new characters to level 1 at the very least. So I have been doing that, support armor. And also I've been buying protector ones because I want to push Thanos further, and both Thanos and Cull Obsidian are protectors, so I'm kind of having to do a balancing act of protector ISOs right now. And the Ultra Store I do nothing with, really, at this point. I mean, I'll probably just save and do more Ultima Swords, to be honest. I just feel like the value for a lot of these things are pretty poor. Now that mini uniques are being made a little bit more farmable, I think it's a little bit of a waste to open these orbs personally. The Catalyst Orb isn't terrible, but I don't know if I would spend like 5 Ultimate Orbs worth just to open one of those. Even if I'm duping a lot of the Ultimate Orbs, there's still a slim chance in there for Black Order characters and other, you know, rare characters are still exist in the Ultimate Orb. So that's how I feel about Ultimus. But I think, unless anyone wants to see anything, I think that's probably going to be it for me for today. I'm getting kind of hungry, so I'm going to have to find something to eat somewhere. And I'll do this later, I guess. The arena battle. I do like that they're giving 60 ISO campaign. So every day you're getting at least 1 energy refill on the ISO 8, so that's really nice. Oh, no problem. So I'll get to the Discord stuff probably after we finish the stream and after I get some food. If anyone's posted anything into the Discord, or I haven't checked it recently. But I will make sure I do that after I eat. After I eat some lunch. When I don't eat, I get sort of like a food headache and I can't think as well. So that's where I'm starting to get to. So if there's nothing else left, we might just end the stream now. We are at about 2 hours and 40. I'm surprised it's been that long. Usually when we get to the 2.5 hour mark, I'm surprised it's gone that long. But anyways, I'll give it, you know, another minute or so if anyone wants to ask something really quick. Otherwise, of course, I am available in Discord, which you can find in the description of the video or at the front of my channel as well to get the link for the Discord, both for my personal Discord and for my channel's Discord. And I'm very easily accessible there, and if you need to get a hold of me or you want to ask a question or get some tips, feel free to reach out to me there, as I'm always around, usually at my computer a lot or on my phone, so I'm very easily reachable if you need anything. So feel free to get at me if you need to. Good dream? Yeah, well, I haven't been having very many good dreams lately, actually. I've been sleeping pretty poorly, but hopefully I can fix that in the near future. I actually only slept like 5-6 hours before I woke up for my stream, so I might have to take a nap later as well, actually. But yeah, so it looks like that's probably going to be the end of it just now. And of course, in 3 hours time we do have the store reset, so I'll be playing more then to try and max out my ISO milestone as early as possible so I can try to get my Black Order upgraded and stay further competitive in the arena game mode. So I'll see you guys all next Saturday. Oh, I've been knocked back to 6 already. Who's that? Same guy. We've been fighting each other like back and forth. This I don't know how you say it in Russian because I'm not Russian. Chenkpot or something like that. But yeah, he's been fighting me back and forth, and we've been switching each other's position. But anyways, thanks guys for joining the stream, and of course I'll be around next Saturday, hopefully at the regular time now at 11 a.m. Pacific. It was a bit delayed today because I was having some technical issues, but that has been since resolved. And maybe I'll make some improvements to the stream next time as well. And if anyone has any suggestions for that as well, feel free to leave that in the Discord or on the comments or anything like that, and I can think about doing that. So thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll catch you all next time or on my videos. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see y'all later.